Am I live? Hello? Draft day. Let's go. Guys, this is my Christmas, honestly. Like draft day. It's my favorite time of the year. I'm so excited. I'm like listening to the draft through the headphones, so I'm so excited for this. Really excited to see what the Dolphins do, And just the rest of the draft is just my favorite time. I watch all these prospects, see where they end up. It's always super interesting when how things play out. It's never exactly what you're gonna expect, but this is gonna be exciting, especially after the obvious picks at the top. I'll take this off for now. But this is gonna be exciting, guys. Let people roll through here, and then I'll pull up my boards. I have just a couple things I want to show. I have just my top 30. I want to show that before the draft. Go through that real quick, and then I have my Miami Dolphins best fits. I'll pull up those graphics throughout the stream, things like that. But it'll be fun. Let people roll on in here, see what ends up happening. Who they gonna take? I mean, bro, if we end up with some of my guys, Troy Fatanu, Latu, I'll get up. I'll start freaking out. I'll go crazy. But yeah, and no spoiling, okay? If you're in here, don't spoil in the chat. I don't want that. Especially because I'm watching the NFL app, so I'm probably like a few seconds behind anyways. And then, people go on Twitter and they spoil the picks and people know ahead of time. No spoiling. None at all. But yeah, this should be fun. Exciting times. Let's see. Let me check the YouTube real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure everything I'm up and live. Yep, looks like I'm live. Cool. Awesome. Yep, start throwing in, anything in the chat. Last second predictions, any questions, whatever you want. Looks like someone's singing. I have it muted right now, so I can't hear exactly what's going on, but And we'll be live pretty much the whole stream. I'm at least going to go until the Dolphins pick and then talk about the Dolphins pick for a while, so we'll be going through all of those. But talking about all the picks that come up, giving my breakdown on them, how I feel about it, fit-wise for each team, but mainly with the focus on the Dolphins. But yeah, we'll pull up one of my draft boards here in a second presentation. And we'll go boom and boom. Okay, so yeah, this is my 2024 NFL Draft top 30. As you can see, some surprises in there, like I have Marvin Harrison Jr. at 1 and Caleb Williams at 2. This is just my my rankings of the players. Malik Neighbors at 3, Brock Bowers at 4, Joe Alt. I have Fatanu very high. I'm a huge Troy Fatanu fan. I have him at 6, probably higher than most people. And this is just based purely off film. Wow, I put Brock Bowers in twice like an idiot. So this is my top 29. Why did I put, who was I trying to put here? Okay, Latu, Talisi Fuaga, Romo Dunze, Olu Fashanu, Kenyon Mitchell, Jared Verse, Jerzon Noon, Amarius Mims at 15, JC Latham, Brian Thomas Jr., Terrion Arnold, Cooper DeJean. I have Graham Barton as a 20. And this is kind of like the range where like after this is like my first ground grades I kind of cut off. I have Dallas Turner at 21, Byron Murphy 22, Jordan Morgan 23. Yeah, I definitely, have a lot of these guys around that first round range. And then after this, like the quarterbacks like Drake May, a lot like these guys are all second rounders for sure. Drake May, Ladd McConkey, Jaden Daniels, Darius Robinson, who I'm pretty high on. I like him, 27th overall player. Nate Wiggins, and I have Christian Haynes in here, huge fan at 29, and the Kool-Aid McKinstry. But yeah, definitely kind of where I'm leaning in the draft right now. And then I have a Miami Dolphins like best fits, guys to keep an eye on. Yeah, let me. I started watching more tape on Jared Verse, and I think he's a beast. Yeah, Jared Verse is a beast. I think he's a chance to be the pick tonight. I think Graham Barton has a good chance of being the pick tonight. And Barton, if you go watch that Barton, because Duke played Florida State, Verse probably had his worst game of the season versus Duke too. And like Barton, put the locks on him, which is interesting. I thought it was interesting that Murphy took snaps on offense. Are you talking about Byron? Yeah, did he take like some fullback snaps and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about? But yeah. Just waiting for the draft to roll around. And when we get there, it should be interesting. And then We'll see if I don't know if I'm gonna we'll see how this plays out. If this goes pretty well, then I'll probably stream tomorrow as well, at least up to the pick 55 or whenever they pick in that range and then a little bit after that. And then if that goes well, I might even do day 3 because I don't know if a bunch of people are gonna do stuff on day 3. Let me pull up this page now. Boom, present. Let me go here. Okay, so some of the best fits. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. I don't know if you can, but Patanu, Barton, some of my favorite guys on offensive line that I'm very excited about. Xavier Legette, Lad McConkey. I have Corley on here. Those are some of the receivers that I just think fit really well into the Dolphins scheme. It'd be a natural transition, very fun. Noon, obviously, even though I have heard there's some character concerns with Noon, which worry me, but just strictly on the film, I try not to focus too much on that stuff because I don't know because I'm not in those conversations. I like DeJean in that star role. Jordan Morgan is a really nice scheme fit on the offensive line, but he's a target in a trade back scenario. If the Dolphins trade back, which I do see that they possibility, that would be interesting. Rosengarten possibly at the second round is a really fun tackle prospect, super rare athlete player that could potentially play on the interior as well. But I like him a lot. Haynes and Mahogany are the zone guard players. They're very, used to playing in those outside zone heavy schemes and are good athletes, would fit well. Javon Baker is an interesting name to me because he's kind of a guy that I could see going in the second or going in the fourth potentially. And I really like how he would fit and complement the Dolphins offense. Brandon Dorless is just one of my guys. Would absolutely bring some pass rush juice to this team. Jared Verse's name's on here. Ben Sinnott, love at tight end. Cole Bishop is the safety nickel. He can, I think, out of the next tiers of safeties, he's the one that could play in that star role. I think the Dolphins would be interested in. And then just all these names across the board. Same with Garendo, Eric All, Anaya Smith, Christian Boyd. These are guys they brought in. Jordan Whittington from Texas, I think, would fit the scheme really well. I've talked about him before, a Jawan Jennings type. Rasheen Ali for the same reason as Garendo, outside zone kind of demons. Jordan McGee, I kind of saw him as a late round Patrick Queen type of player, and how Queen had his best years with the Ravens. So there's a lot of names on here to like overall, and I'll pull that up throughout the streams. But yeah, I've seen the rumors that the Dolphins are potentially talking to teams. It just looks, but I don't know how much I don't look too much into the rumors, especially around this time of the year. That there's just so much things that happen. Some of it's true, most of it's probably not true. So I don't put too much stock into it all because there is so many different ways this thing can play out, especially with all it takes is one team to do something completely different, and that can change the whole flow of the draft. But I would definitely be interested in trading back, depending on how the board plays out. It would be one of my higher options if a lot of my favorite players are gone. Excited to see how this goes. Is it 7:53? Getting closer. Just really ready for this to get on. For them to put what's them on the clock. Sorry, I don't know if you guys get to hear that, but AJ Brown agreed to an extension. I just saw that on the breaking news down low. Interesting. So they paid Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. Probably different for AJ Brown. Last time there was the other big news he had on a draft day. He got traded away. So 3 years, $96 million, $84 million guaranteed. Yeah, gotta extend Jalen Waddle for sure. I'm sure that's what a lot of other people are talking about. I've seen the takes on it, but you got to realize it's not as simple as just, hey, you got to sign him right now. It takes two to tango, and he could potentially want to wait it out to get extra money. So definitely interesting. A lot of these moves happening on draft night. And yeah, no spoiling in the chat. The only thing, obviously after I've talked about it, we can talk about the players and you can say the picks and stuff. If there's a trade that happens, you guys can say if you know what it's for, then definitely let me know in the chat because then I'll read it there. Because I'm trying to avoid Twitter because Twitter is a bunch just filled with spoilers. people know like a minute ahead of them, sometimes more. Dun, 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 dun. Draft time, draft time. Okay, and then I'm gonna also try to keep track. I'm like, I have my list of players here, my notes on all of them. I'm gonna like, read out the boxes on players that have been picked, so I kind of know who's available still. I'm not gonna be paying like super close attention to the screen, but this is fun times. And then tomorrow we'll get the film breakdown on whoever the Dolphins draft. Tonight, there's also a chance I already done a film breakdown on them, but then I'll do like one specific to the Dolphins. It's been the slowest day ever. Just sitting here waiting for the draft to come along. I don't know if you guys saw the stream yesterday. I mean, for the people that are in here, they probably maybe have saw it, but I did like my final mock draft. I predicted Jared Verse at 21, Christian Haynes at 55, Christian Boyd at pick 158, pick 184 was Luke McCaffrey, pick 198 was Rasheen Ali, and then pick 241 was Millard Bradford. That was just my guess for what's going to happen. But that could all go very differently if someone takes Jared Verse. I also think like Pittsburgh picked right ahead of Miami, and I think they could easily go like Graham Barton or Amaris Mims. That kind of seems like who they're mocked to the most, and like it just seems like all Steelers fans are thinking that's going to happen too. And those are the guys I could see Dolphins very interested in. So if they take the guy they want, I could see that would be like the scenario I could see them trading back in. I also think Johnny Newton, with all the stuff I've heard now, is becoming less likely for them to take at 21, but in the first. Like, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah. How's everyone doing? You guys ready for the draft? Hit some comments. Let me know. I'm very, very ready. I mean, pick 21 isn't going to be up for a while, so it'll be a few hours before we get there. I don't think the Dolphins will trade up. I know there's like the Xavier Worthy stuff. I think that's all smoke. I just don't see it happening for a few different reasons. I went back and watched this film the other day, and he's good. Don't get me wrong. I still have a second round grade on him. I like him as a player. I just feel like they're going to see that as like a little bit of a reach, and he doesn't like. If you really look past the receivers that are Tyreek and Waddle, like the Niners and McDaniel clearly is trying to bring something else to the team with the players they brought in after them. Like, I don't think they want just all those small, quick types. Like, they bring those players in, but I don't think that's what they're valuing right now when they're looking at the receiver position, just based on players they brought in the past. And I think they're going to look for someone who could still fit within that speed essence of the offense, but play with a little more power to their game. Tough to bring down, things like that. 2 minutes, let's go. Bucky Brooks has Christian Haynes as his guard center 3. Pretty good. Probably around where I would have him as well. His Cooper Beebe 4. Yeah, beefing up the trenches. I think that's a very likely outcome tonight. But yeah. But from all the rumors, it looks like teams really are going heavy on O-line, and that's why I'm thinking it's one of the edges, because I think one of the edges could fall if like teams are trying to trade up for offensive linemen, and then I think Byron Murphy's going to go before 20, and then it looks like Newton's falling a little bit, so it looks like they would probably be interested in the edges if they went in the trench, or they go for a trade back and take an O-line. I would be for that too. We'll see if Graham Barton's still there. Oh shit. 7:59. Will they actually put Chicago on the clock right at 8 o'clock? Probably not. We probably won't see them actually pick till like 15 minutes afterwards. Caleb Williams. He's the only QB I have a first round grade on. And now it's to commercial. I wonder if some of these players are going to fall that have like the injury stuff that, because I've seen some of the injury tags, like guys that would potentially be interesting at 21. Like, I love Troy Futanu, but there was apparently something with the knee. There's the stuff. Apparently, Brian Thomas Jr. has been flagged for some stuff, and he's kind of fallen. I saw his over-under was like 21.5, which, is right where the Dolphins are picking. And he would be intriguing to me at 21. He'd probably be the only receiver I would take at 21. I think that would be the only one that has a chance to be best player available. I'm excited to, like, after the fact, to, like, go look at everyone's reaction to the pick that's live, because I'm always like, I can't see it right now, but I'll try to upload this too, like the separate. The whole stream will be up, but I'll probably upload like just the Dolphins part separately, just so people can find that easier if they want to. What am I? My glasses just reflect. My light is powerful in here right now because I usually don't stream it this late, so it's gonna be dark in my room. From what I've seen, it looks like Caleb at 1, Jaden Daniels at 2, and Drake May at 3. That looks like what people are feeling pretty set about. And then I feel like the Cardinals pick becomes very interesting because potential trade back or to sit there and take Marvin Harrison Jr. Personally, I would take Marvin Harrison Jr. unless the trade really blows you away. I have Marvin as the number 1 overall player. That's a franchise changer. And I'm a big trade back person. Like, if I'm saying not to trade back, you're probably, like, I'm always looking to trade back, accumulate picks that you can add to your arsenal. Wow, this screen is blinding me. Let me put on the headphones. '89th annual draft. First time held in Detroit. Well, that makes sense. Then it wasn't always in New York until like a few years back. Then they started doing it in different spots. Honestly, being at the draft kind of looks miserable. You're just in a sea of people. I feel like it'd be way more enjoyable just watching on your TVs at home. Okay, right. The draft's about to start. Final predictions. Let me see the names. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Give me one name that you're guessing for the Dolphins. Oh yeah, I'm ready to see Roger Goodell get booed. Classic. Come on, put them on the clock. Okay, my phone. Get ready. 257 total picks in the 2020 NFL draft. Is it different some years? I can't even remember. Oh my god. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah. After years of it being in New York, I wanted to be in Miami, so the Jets pick can be booed as much as the Fins pick. Yeah, honestly, it moving places is pretty cool because I remember when it was in Tennessee, right? And McAfee did it for, from the Colts perspective, and it was just talking mad shit to Tennessee fans. It makes it fun for the different boos that happen around. Makes it a little more, give you a little more variety. They went to commercial again. What are they doing? Why do they take so long to start? Just right away, as soon as it hits 8 o'clock, run that clock on the Bears. They already know who they're taking. They've been on the clock for months and months and months. And then so I can actually, start giving my notes on people and what I think. It's like the Bears are going to go Caleb Williams, but like, do I just start giving the notes now? Or the interesting thing, I'm interested to see what the Bears do with number 9 because they go in the receiver direction, but I've also seen that they might be interested in like a D-line or edge type, getting Byron Murphy or maybe Dallas Turner, Latu verse whatever they want to do, or potentially O line. You know, you can never have too many O linemen. I'm ready for the first head scratcher. We're just like, the fuck are they doing? You guys watching on NFL Network or ESPN? How many trades are going to happen, you think, in this draft class? It looks like there might not be a trade in the top three. You know, there's been a lot of rumors potentially Patriots trade out, but then now the reports are saying that they're going to stand pat. And usually the reports that happen like right before the draft tend to be the most accurate. Like things change so much in the weeks coming to it at NFL Network. Yeah, I think I prefer NFL Network. Plus, I kind of have to because of I'm on the app and I'm not paying for the ESPN to watch on an app because I don't have a TV in this room. Usually I would watch downstairs. This is my Super Bowl. Honestly, I spent so much time watching draft prospects. This is one of my favorite time. Like I've been doing this since 2013. How old was I in 2013? I was 16, 15 maybe. You know, 15, 16. Probably about to turn 16. Yeah, and I just got hooked on the draft. And the 2013 draft was apparently horrible, but at the time I didn't know that. It was the first draft I really started digging into. And I just fell in love with it and I've been watching draft prospects ever since, learning from it, bettering myself, learning more and more about the game until I could really knew what I was talking about. Honestly, this is Draftsmith. You know, this is like a Christmas morning for me. Now like this is like when I was a kid on Christmas morning. This is how I feel for the draft. Honestly, it's not even like most people, you know day one. A lot of people watch round one. I love day 2 and 3 just as much, if not more. Day 2 might be my favorite day, and day 3 is super exciting because that's where you really build, you know, like kind of the backbone of your team. You get your stars in round 1. You get like a really solid starters around round 2 and 3. Day 3, that's where you find, you know, the gems. You find guys that really fill out most of your roster. Is the end goal to be a scout? Yeah, for sure. Not really a coaching thing for me. I've done some, you know, recruiting. I did like recruiting internship at UCLA, which college is turning more into like the scouting direction, like how the NFL is. And yeah, for the Finns, that would be awesome. And I obviously would want to go to the NFL. Like right now, I do some stuff for Sports Info Solutions. I get to go to college games and like, but that's more like a statistical stuff. And then I do do some scouting on Prep Red Zone for high school. There's Goodell. Boo him. Let me turn it up. Oh, it's Eminem. Oh yeah, they're in Detroit. I was wondering why I'm wearing Eminem. Oh, what part of the country do you live in? I live in Tennessee. I grew up in California, it's like Southern California. Um, and then I've lived in Tennessee for the past couple years. I go to the like University of Tennessee games. That's where I go for that job. Like during the season, it's pretty fun. I get paid to go to games, which is nice. So to get Goodell brought out Eminem not to get booed. Is that what's happening here? I didn't hear many boos, but it was kind of hard to hear from the headset. You must feel pretty good because the Lions are finally a pretty good team. Goff. Amon-Ra, he got paid big. You guys see Reggie Bush got his Heisman? Reggie Bush is actually the player that got me into football when I was a kid. I remember watching USC play versus Fresno State, and it was against like in the fog, and it was like every Reggie Bush touch just went crazy, and that's when I fell in love with football itself. I became a big USC fan, and I never didn't have an NFL team until like a few years later, and then Reggie happened to go to the Dolphins, which was like the after the Saints, and it was like the perfect thing for me, and I never turned back. Hey, good for him. I love Reggie, man. Aiden Hutchinson. You're chanting Jared Goff. Jared Goff's an interesting guy. I've met him a few times actually. I used to work for a catering company when I was back in California, and where the Rams facility is like 10 minutes from my house, and we used to cater for them, like the Rams. So I've met a lot of those Rams guys. Jared Goff was pretty chill, like a pretty chill, laid back guy, but he had some interesting food choices, that's for sure. That guy put mayonnaise on everything. I swear to God. Is that Barry? I kind of wasn't paying attention. Dude, I really want to see the Chargers take JC Latham. I think that'd be so funny, man. At 5. Yes, boo him. The shady streams are. I don't know where you're gonna find that stuff. I can tell you the picks that happen. I'm gonna like after they're announced, I'm gonna say them. But finally, come on, Goodell. Just make sure no one's spoiling the chat, okay? Don't say anything about the pick until I've said something. Because I feel like I'm probably like 15 seconds delayed. And I know some people will be on Twitter. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. There's not that many people in here. So it took 12 minutes to get them on the clock. It's about what I expected. Oh yeah, they're booing the Bears. The Bears. Honestly, I hope Caleb works out for them because I kind of feel bad for the Bears fans. Like, they've never really had a QB that in their entire franchise's history that's really worked out that well. They deserve it. They deserve, there's some franchises I think you can feel bad for even as other fans. I feel like when we get to 4 and 5, that's where it gets interesting. Most likely, 3 could get interesting. But I think, if the Patriots take Drake May, that will be interesting because May is probably the most boomer bust QB in this class. Like, he could be really good or really, really bad. I'll get into the specifics when he's drafted, but creative, twitchy home run hitter for Caleb Williams. Yeah, he's definitely I do think his ability to play from the pocket is actually pretty underrated. There are times where he could do a better job of staying within the pocket, but he just has so much talent, man, that he's the guy you take that chance on for Caleb. But May in the division would be interesting. May is like a backyard football player, man. That guy, he has some really bad plays that I don't like, but then he has some really big flash plays that definitely impressive. Yeah. The Bears have never. Yeah, I know, that's crazy, man. That's why I just feel bad for them. Just let. Now, why do the people with the first pick always let the clock still run down pretty far? Come on, when you know who you're fucking taking, unless you're like considering taking calls, but usually the first pick is traded way before the draft actually happens. Like, they make that decision a while ago. It usually doesn't happen right at the draft. You're taking Caleb. Call him, turn the card in. ESPN's website is about 50 seconds ahead of the NFL Network feed. Is it? I don't. The ESPN. I don't think it's letting me. Let me see. I don't have. I don't think I can watch it though. Unless you can. Let me see. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it as long as I'm not getting spoiled. Oh. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I can get to watch the ESPN app because I don't know the what's it called off the top of my head, and I'm not trying to switch it on stream. Need the TV provider, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. Turn that card in, Ryan Pulse. You can spoil. Okay, this one is obviously going to be Caleb Williams, so you can spoil this pick. Just let me know when you guys actually see that it's announced on your TVs, because I want to know how far ahead some of you guys are. Plus, my stream is also delayed, so I mean, you might be I might not see it for a little bit, anyways. So when it says like it's announced on your stream, just then type in here, say that they picked, or it was announced. You don't have to say it's Caleb, I guess. And then I'll see how long of a delay it actually is. Here's the mock that I had from yesterday. If you guys haven't seen it, this is what I was guessing is going to happen for the Dolphins. Let's see if I get any of these picks right. I want to at least get one name right. It doesn't even have to be in the right spot. Like, it could be, McCaffrey here, or McCaffrey there, or Ollie there. I just want to get one name right. That's the goal. That's not exactly what I would do. I mean, it also depends how the board falls, but really interesting. Pick in with 350 left. Okay, yeah. So it's like 40 seconds ahead. I probably saw that, yeah. My phone is blowing up. Always on draft night. Pick is in. Okay, I'm gonna, 1 second actually, I'm gonna throw this up real quick. I will be back in 1 second. Okay, so yeah, the what's it called is definitely way ahead on ESPN. my family was watching it downstairs. So it was like just being announced. So let's see how far in mine. I guess it's not that crazy then, because it's happening right now for me on NFL Network. Who will it be? For the thumbnail. Caleb Williams. Yeah, it must be a pretty cool feeling to hear your name called. I can't imagine. Even if you've known you're going to be that pick for months. Let's go. I didn't do too many notes on Caleb Williams because I'll be honest, I didn't spend too much time on the quarterback class, and I feel like everyone has heard enough about him, but clearly amazing off script, one of the most talented guys when it comes to his arm talent, can make every throw. He's one of the best throwers I've seen throwing to like his opposite like throwing strength on the run, like to the left, is super well on the move. I think he's better in structure than people give him credit for, but he does still need to find improvements with his timing and things and hitting things in the pocket. Oh, Caleb Loud. I mean, yeah, people will talk about the other stuff like random off the field. I mean, that doesn't affect his ability to play football, so I don't really know why it's brought up, but it is what it is. I hope it works out for him. Hope it works out for the Bears. He's definitely was my number one quarterback. And I feel like I have a pretty deep, like I've definitely been wrong on quarterbacks, but I feel like quarterback is a position I've usually been pretty solid with when it comes to players working out. Specifically because I thought Mahomes was going to be absolutely great. There's definitely been some other ones where I wasn't right, though. Yeah, and then I gotta do that. Okay, so I put a color on Caleb Williams' name just so it's like I know who's taken. I gotta know that. Yeah. I feel like he's an exciting player to watch too. That'd be cool, watching him play live. He definitely has an exciting play style. So even if he doesn't like work out perfectly because of they maybe in structure stuff, he'll definitely go out there and make some plays. He's a big playmaker. Oh, I missed. Sorry. T said thoughts on draftable players from Miami. I think I have Kinchins as like a third round guy. He is definitely a rangy, instinctive, free safety type. Let me pull up my notes actually on Kinchins. Like he's not my favorite safety, but he's definitely, I think, out of the U of M guys, the most interesting. Like James Williams is probably like a late round undrafted guy that's like could play as like a dime linebacker, probably gonna be special teams guy at the next level. But yeah, Kinchin's super ball hawk. I think there's just he's not the biggest guy. He is a risk taker back there. Like he reads those QB's eyes and he breaks. So he could be manipulated by some quarterbacks at times. It just depends on who you're facing. You're either going to get that big time interception or you're going to take yourself out of the play. So it's a little bit of a risk taker. But he's probably my favorite out of the U of M guys because I wasn't big on like Leonard Taylor or James Williams. Oh, I like Matt Lee though. Did I take my notes on Matt Lee? But he was a pretty interesting center type for a late round guy that could get drafted. Well, let's hear what Caleb has to say. Hey. Listen to what Caleb has to say. Custodians. Hey, there are people too. Hey. Now next is probably Jaden Daniels. I mean, under Cliff Kingsbury, might worry for him a little bit. But the clock's down to, for me, it's down to 3 minutes and 23, 22, 21. Dan Quinn is the head coach. Jaden Daniels, do you have some concerns with him because he didn't really break out till he went to LSU? Kind of, the fifth year riser. Has definitely had a lot of concerns with his play style at Arizona State, but he put it all together. So we'll see if he ends up working out. But hey, yeah, I did think Drake May's film was better in 2022. Let me see what this is saying. Oh my god, flashbang. Interesting. Just saw AJ Brown extension too. Yeah, I feel like I might miss stuff because I'm not going to be on Twitter during this at all. That's where I feel like you get all the news nowadays, at least for football breaking news. I guess I'll see it at the bottom of the NFL Network. Pick us in. Patriots on the clock. I'm guessing the Jaden Daniels pick was probably going to be announced here in a sec. Might have already been announced on ESPN. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember watching Brandon Ayuk film, and that was Jaden Daniels was his quarterback, and that was a while ago. That was the 2020 probably, potentially 2020 probably. I'm blocking something. One sec. Okay, here it is. I think it's it. Yeah. First draft pick of the post Dan Snyder era. It's a good era. Post Dan Snyder. That guy was a scumbag. Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I feel like the rumors. They didn't really have any reason to do any smokescreen because it was pretty obvious they were basically the first pick because everyone knew Caleb was going number one, so they didn't really have to hide anything. Yeah, Pats is where it gets interesting, but I could see them just going Drake May, and then after that, it's like could go in any direction. Cardinals could take Marvin Harrison. Chargers could trade and take, or they could stay and take receiver. They could take a line. That's where it gets interesting. After these two picks, that's where it gets starts to go wild. Let me look at my Jaden Daniels notes. I'm waiting for it to get past the quarterbacks because I have a lot of notes on other players, but put my glasses on because I am blind. Okay. Yep. So very athletic, really good arm talent. He throws a really good deep ball. His deep ball accuracy and touch is very, very good. That's where I find him most impressive as a thrower. But yeah, great on the run. Can throw on the run pretty accurately. Super elusive. But I think when Lamar came out, I think people had concerns about him getting injured, taking big hits. I never had that concern because Lamar was amazing at avoiding big hits, even though he would have the smaller frame. Jaden Daniels has a really skinny frame and takes huge hits all the times. Bro, he tries to do so much. He has to really work on that because he took some of the hardest hits I've ever seen a quarterback take, in this day and age, this past year. And then I do work about the late breakout. He didn't really break out until he had the super studs around him. That can be a concern when going to the next level. But I'm rooting for him too because he seems like a good kid. And Washington fans have suffered as well. But yeah, he also needs to work on some of them. I think there's people who've talked about the middle of the field throws, the timing throws, staying in the pocket. I think some of that stuff can be a little bit overblown with his play. I do think it's not it's definitely a concern. He can still improve, definitely, but it's not I think a major thing. I've seen him make those throws. It just has to become at a more consistent level. Jaden interview. Jaden Daniels. Honestly, I never would have thought a couple years ago he would go number 2, but hey, good for him. Really improved his stock. Pick is in for the Patriots? Okay. Well, don't spoil. Don't spoil, Garrett. You guys are definitely ahead of me, but it is what it is. Yeah, I just saw the throw to Brandon Ayuk. I literally remember that play so well. I was a big Ayuk fan coming out of college. I wonder if Ayuk gets traded tonight. Yeah, because I've seen the Niners are interested in trading Ayuk Devo. They don't want to pay him. It's a punter, Garrett. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to ban you. Honestly, I don't even know how to ban someone. I wonder if I like click on a thing. Like, let me go to here. I actually don't even know how to ban someone. Now, what if it actually is a punter? Still wondering why the cameras did not take Tua or Herbert in 2020. Yeah, I need to remember. I mean, I remember. Yeah, they took Chase Young, right? Which didn't really work out for them that well. Like Chase Young wasn't bad, but he didn't live up to that hype or anything. I can't. Who was their quarterback at the time? Don't ban me, bro. I don't even think I could if I wanted to. It'd probably take me 10 years to figure out how to ban someone. Imagine if I banned someone because they joked that a punter was going 3rd overall. I really could just block my chat though. I actually am gonna block the chat once we get close to the Dolphins pick, and then I'll look at it after I see it. Go by. Because I guess I'm not that mad if these top 3 were spoiled because I kind of have a feeling who they're gonna be. But once we start getting to the picks that could go in either direction, then it'll be interesting. First round picks is 2019. Bro, they took Cole Strange in the first round. That was like the most shocking one. I wonder if they're going to go back to taking surprising picks without Belichick being there, because the Patriots always were that team that'd be like the 3rd round and be like, who the fuck is that? And I'm someone that's watched hundreds of draft prospects, and they'll take someone in the 3rd round that I haven't even heard of. Okay, here it is. Who is we going to be facing in the division for the next, how many ever years? Drake May. Drake May is a division rival now. And I have May as my quarterback too, so I guess that's a good pick. I mean, I don't have first round value on him. I only think Caleb was that high type of player, but Drake May, probably the most up or down player I watched, like very high upside, but he's a playmaker, excels off script. I think he does a good job. Like, I think the best part of like his mental game, like he does a good job pre-snap, like identifying, like in the quick game, he knows where to go, like based off like quick decisions. I think, but I like his pre-snap stuff. His post-snap can be a little inconsistent at times when coverages rotate. He can make some decisions, but he has a lot of physical talent, arm talent. He's a backyard football player at this point in his career. He has really sloppy footwork. Like his footwork is really bad, so he needs a lot of work there. And then I think that hurts his accuracy a lot of times. Like his accuracy, he'll either make the most wow throw or he'll make just an absolutely horrible throw. And I do think his 2022 film was better than 2023. So I do actually like May. Don't love him, but so we'll see how he ends up working out for the Patriots. I guess out of the quarterbacks I'm rooting for, I guess I want him to fail the most. And that sounds mean, but it's just because he's on the Patriots. I got nothing against him personally. It's just the Pats. Yeah, their power arm, touch and accuracy. He has some really good touch, and his accuracy can be insane, but it's very inconsistent at times. Escape and create. Yep, that's where he excels. I think he excels at extending plays. The creativity, yeah, that left-handed touchdown throw is actually a very impressive play. What's up, Cliff? It's not mean, it's the Pats. Yeah, well, it's the Patriots that I hate. I'm not rooting for Drake May to fail as a human because it's like, this is a young kid living his dream, Feels bad to root against him, but I'm sure at, some point down the line, I'll probably hate his guts. Yes, hey, good way to put it, Brandon. I hope he does terrible on the Patriots, and then he overcomes that adversity, goes to somewhere else, and absolutely kills it in the NFC. Because the AFC has too many good damn QBs. If the Dolphins were in the NFC, they would look so good. Like after the Niners, they'd be right up at the top. But in the AFC, it's like they could be in the AFC, they could be like the second best team, but they could also be like the 8th best team. That's how good the fucking AFC is. So annoying. I hope we get O-line in the first and D-line in the second. Very possible, Jay. I would not be mad about it. I'm just best player. If that's best player available, then I'm all about it. Who do you think the Dolphins will trade with? I don't know if they'll trade, but if they trade, I'm guessing they'd be back with like. I've seen a couple. I think there were some mocks where I know Strager had them trading back with the Lions because the Lions are interested in trading up for edge, so that could be one. I think maybe the Cardinals at 27. They might want to trade back up and get their second guy because they're about to pick here in a sec, unless they trade back. They might want to trade up at 27. I could see that. And I also saw that potentially Washington might be looking to trade into the first with their second. So the Dolphins could trade all the way out of the first, but then they would get potentially 2 second rounders, because they have 36 and 40, which would be interesting, but we'll see. It just depends on what the board looks like. It's all about what the board looks like. And if they wanted to trade up, I don't think they would trade up past like 15. I don't think they would trade up too much if they do trade up, which I only think they would trade up if like one of the O linemen they really like falls, or maybe Brock Bowers falls more than they expected. Then they trade up. No, I thought you said O-line back to back. I believe that will do more for this than any most value for us. Hey, I'm all best player available. If that's 2 O-linemen, then specific, not 2 tackles, but like 1 tackle, 1 guard, then I'm for it. Cardinals pick is in. After this, I might leave for a second because my brother is a Cardinals fan, and I'll go talk to him right after the pick happens. I'll put back up the screen. They didn't trade. That's what I'm saying, dude. People are always talking about the trades. They don't happen that they happen like there's always so many rumors about them, but I think a lot of times teams like to stick. I think like that's the one thing I was like, I think the trades are gonna be less likely than people think, and then there's gonna be less quarterbacks that go than people think. Like the later round, like the Bo Nixes. Like if Bo Nix goes first round, then I was wrong, but that team fucked up. Hey, Cliff, that would be pretty good. Like if they took like Fatanu, because Fatanu could be guard year 1. Imagine they get Fatanu and he's your guard year 1, then your left tackle of the future, and then I would be all over Christian Haynes still in the second, and then he's your right guard. Sounds not too bad to me. But also, my guess is they wouldn't do 2 O-line back to back. They were gonna go 1 in my guess, but not 2. Because I feel like Mike's gonna want a skill position player. Here it is. It's gotta be Marv, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. There it is. Absolute stud. My number 1 player in the class. Let me, hey, 1 second. I will be back in 1 second. I'm gonna actually piss too. So I will throw up this real quick. But yeah. Boom. Let me mute my mic. Marvin Harrison Jr. My brother's excited. Nice. So no trades. It's been pretty spot on. Because people thought the Cardinals might trade because of that video of, their GM going ham on the phones that, everyone's probably seen. But yeah. Well, let's talk about Marvin Harrison, who I have as my top wide receiver in the draft and my top number 1 player. Because this guy is ridiculous. Elite body control, man. That body control is insane. At his size, man, it's some of the best body control you'll ever see within the air. Just so good at the catch point. Can be, whether it's adjusting to inaccurate throws or just contested situation, he comes down with it. Great route runner at his size. Moves very well. Just like overall athletic. He's your typical X. Really the do-it-all guy. Love that. I guess weaknesses, he doesn't really have any great, I wouldn't say he has elite explosiveness, if that's what you want to count as a weakness. He has pretty good explosiveness, it's just not elite. And then his yak, I think, could be a little bit better. He could break tackles a little bit more, play with a little more play strength to his size. But overall, man, that guy is ridiculous. And he should be the first receiver taken off the board. I know some people like Neighbors more, but I like Neighbors a lot and have him closely rated behind him. But this is where things get interesting. This is where I feel like I don't know what could happen. I feel like the Chargers could go in so many different directions. Because, I thought the Cardinals and Patriots could have traded, but when they didn't trade, I feel like, I knew it was going to be Drake May and Marvin Harrison. But this one, the Chargers, if they don't trade, it could be J.C. Latham, it could be Joe Walt, it could be Malik Neighbors. This is where things start to get interesting. Yeah, run after catch could have been better, but route snap, yeah, dude. He is so explosive out of his breaks, man. I just wish he had more long speed. His long speed's good enough, though. Long speed's overrated anyways. But he had elite acceleration, elite speed. He gets out of his breaks really nicely. The Chargers have 4:20 on the clock. Taking a break, okay. It's off for a second. Whew. Starters pick could get interesting. This could be where we could see the first trade. It's already down to 4 minutes, so they got to work pretty quick. I mean, obviously they're going pretty fast, but if they actually take J.C. Latham, that's just... And I like J.C. Latham, but Latham's a guy you take around 15. To me, 15, 16 range. You take him a little earlier than that, that's fine. But taking him at 5 is ridiculous. 5 is where you get the absolute studs. If you're going to go O-line, you go Joel. If you're going to go receiver, you take Neighbors. You get these guys that are some franchise-changing players at the position. I think J.C. Latham is a really good player, but I don't know if he's that level. But for what the Chargers are going to do, what they want to do under Harbaugh, they're going to run the ball. Herbert's going to throw 15 passes in a game. It's definitely interesting. The route that Herbert's career has taken, especially after his rookie season. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen here. This is where things start to go crazy. And every time a pick is announced and I don't see Troy Fautanu's name, it's just a little more hope that I'm gonna get. And then I'm ready for heartbreak. I'm ready to get my hopes up and to be devastated. Oh man. Okay. Anything happening on Twitter? Is there people? Actually, I don't want to know. No spoilers, but there any like new reports happening though of like things people think could happen? I read all the last stuff, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, NFC needs all the great QBs next. I don't think I read that, but yeah. That's true. Look at the NFC. Look at the NFC quarterbacks compared to the AFC quarterbacks. It's fucking insane. There's like 13 of the 16 teams in the AFC that are like have starting quarterbacks. At least decent ones. Oh. Chargers pick is in. They took it down under 2 minutes. They definitely thought about trading. Because if they were going to take Latham, bro, they could have traded back to like 10 and still probably got Latham. But who knows? And even if you didn't get Latham, you'd still get another good ass offensive tackle. It's like 11 or whatever the Bear, or it's the Vikings, right? At 11. Where's McCarthy gonna go? That's interesting. I have no idea where JJ McCarthy's gonna go. Chargers gonna take a line, aren't they? Dun dun dun. Here it is. Goodell's coming out. Boo. Charger selection. Here it comes. I saw the chat move, but I'm not looking over there. Joe Alt. Okay. It's better than Latham. Better than Latham. They took Alt, which is... Wow, the receiver room is horrible, man. It's terrible. But it does not surprise me they went Alt. Alt's a stud, though, so you can't be mad about that one. Latham would have been a reach. Alt is at least not a reach for them. Here's my notes on Alt. Yeah, crazy size and length. Very technically sound. Like, and for a guy his size, man, he moves super well. Like, a lot of guys that are usually that tall end up, kind of playing over the top too much, losing their balance, which I do think, Alt can still struggle with at times, but he definitely can, like, I do think he can waist bend and, lose his balance, but he's a great zone scheme fit, moves well laterally, really light on his feet, just a high IQ player. Really enjoyed Joe Alt's just one of the safest players in this draft class. You can't be mad about that as a Chargers fan, even though there will be fans who are mad about it. Good for Joe Alt. Good for him. Good for him. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Just changing some stuff. My phone's blowing up. I know some Chargers fans that are probably a little unhappy. Save. Yeah. Just changing some stuff up here on the channel. I gotta type some stuff in. Yeah. Just trying to type in Drake. Yeah, Joe Alt's like a solid pick for them. Can't be mad. Giants. Do they go McCarthy? Do they go... There we go. I fixed that up. Officially on the JJ watch. Yeah, this is like the first place I feel like he could definitely go. I don't know though. They could go Neighbors or Dunze. They could go. Yeah, I feel like it'd probably be receiver if it was McCarthy, right? Because I feel like Alt would be the other guy they would consider, but Alt just went off the board. Where do you think Michael Penix will go? Like the Raiders, maybe. But I feel like to me, I think Penix should go in the second round. So that's my guess. Probably the Raiders or something like that. What do you think's gonna happen? What are you guys guessing right here? Big is in though. Yeah, the Broncos too could trade up here. I feel like the Broncos are more connected to Bo Nix. I don't know why. It feels more like a Sean Payton pick. To be fair, I don't think Penix is a great fit for the Sean Payton offense. So Bo Nix would make more sense, but I don't think Bo Nix is a first round player. Come on. Come on. No trades. Doesn't surprise me. It's always something that doesn't happen as often as reported right before the draft. Ooh, okay. Goodell's walking out. My guess is Neighbors. No, my guess. Okay. Wait. Who do they have? A receiver. I'm guessing Neighbors. Fuck it. We'll see if that's right. About to happen right here. Giant selection. With the 6th pick. The 2024 NFL draft. Boom. Got it. Neighbors. Doesn't surprise me they didn't go after McCarthy because they probably maybe saw a little too much Daniel Jones there, but Neighbors. Top tier acceleration, like rare acceleration, man. That guy moves. He has just an extra gear. That's what makes him special. His acceleration, and it happens in like the route stem and after the catch. Sometimes people have that rare acceleration, but it either only happens in like with the ball in their hands or without the ball in their hands. Neighbors has it with both, which is good. Good body control, really precise route runner, which is important. Amazing after the catch, probably one of the best. Like he plays tough too. Like good, can play inside out, just dynamic, big playmaker. You know, weaknesses. I think he has a limited catch radius, and he needs more work versus press man coverage. Because you know, in college, these guys get away from just facing less and less press. But it's a quality pick. Yeah, I think I said earlier. I just guessed. I was guessing Penix to the Raiders, but I think Penix is a day 2 guy, like round 2. So I guess early round 2. I guess someone could trade back into the end of round 2, or end of round 1 for Penix. Maybe the Raiders, but yeah, the Raiders would be my guess, just off the top of my head. Because like the other teams, like the Vikings. I feel like the Vikings are going to try to go for McCarthy here. If they don't get McCarthy, then they could be on Penix. And then the Broncos, who are also kind of a QB needy team, I feel like more are on the Bo Nix type of train. Leak. I like Malik Neighbors a lot, though. I think, what did I have him ranked here? Yeah, I have him ranked as the number 3 overall player on my board, so. I can't believe I put Browers on that list twice, dude. Like a dumbass. That's actually comedy. Let's see what Neighbors has to say. But he's really talented, man. I also know there was like the report about him that he's like a little bit of a diva. Which receiver isn't? Let's be honest. That's cool. I like that. The inside of his jacket. That's cool stuff. I always like the that part of like I don't really care too much about the outfits and stuff, but like I like the little details when they add like they show the inside like that's who they thought they were gonna get drafted by. I wonder, like the people they have like the team's logo on the inside of their jacket. Have you seen that? I wonder if there's someone who just like got drafted by someone else and they just never showed the inside, or it's like the color of the team they think is gonna take them. That's funny. Hello from Moore Park. What's up, Jeremy? Go Raiders. Yeah, but Neighbors, super impressive, man. Bro, his double moves are actually to dominate the slot fades. Super accelerator, man. It's so fun to watch. Definitely one of the most exciting players to watch in this class. Does Neighbors have more upside? I actually think Marvin. No, I don't think so. Because Marvin could even get even better too. Like if he adds a little like more strength and stuff too. Because I don't know if like Neighbors can really add too much to his skill set. I feel like exactly what Neighbors is. Who do I have at 13? We'll see who's there on the board, but I mean, I know the Raiders have a few different needs. I'm gonna guess like Fuaga or something from Oregon State. Talisi Fuaga. I haven't kept up too much with the Raiders this offseason, so I'm not 100% sure like all of their needs down to But I do think with that coach, he wants to get more physical, and Fuaga is that guy in this class that will just dominate you. It's commercial. Oh shit! I went full screen. My bad. But you guys can't see that. Oh. So who's on the board now? Is it Tennessee? Because everyone thought Tennessee was gonna go alt, right? So let me see what these motherfuckers are saying on my phone. Just seeing Chargers fans complain about their receiver problem as comedy. Interesting. Yeah. Who are they going to take at 7? Because it's been just all right. Like I feel like every mock would have them taking alt because they thought it was going to be like all QBs, and then they had the Chargers going. Some had them going all Chargers, but also, a lot of them also had like Neighbors or Latham or trading out for someone else coming in to take a QB. So this one without all, okay, yes. What tackle would they go? Fashanu? Or do they go in a different direction and take Odunze? I feel like I obviously know the most about the Dolphins, but then when it comes to other teams, there's something I know more than others. I feel like it's 9, it's been an hour, and they've gone through 6. Not terrible. And you gotta think the first pick didn't really start until like 12 minutes in, so it's been less than an hour. This is gonna be a tough trap for the Dolphins to really mess up. Honestly, like there's gonna be so many solo players still left on the board. Like there's like 10 names you could tell me, and I'd be happy with those 10 names. And there's just like 2 or 3 names that'd be just a little disappointing. If it's one of my guys, I'll get up and I'll start dancing. I'll start freaking out. Here it is. No trades still. Pick is a Titans selection about to be right here. Here it is. They took Latham. Okay. So, honestly, I like it. I mean, the tackle run's going to happen here now, though. I wish it started a little bit later. But I do like that Latham was the next tackle to go because I kind of like the other guys a little bit more. And if they fall, who knows? So Latham, yeah. So now the tackles available are all the guys that have last name started with F: Fashanu, Fatanu, Tuaga, who are probably the tackles I really like the most after all. But hey, good for Latham. Latham's a dog, so. Let's see what my notes on Latham. I also think Latham's one of the guys that can play. That might even be more of a guard at the next level. I feel like he could play both guard and tackle. There's not some of the tackles can, some of them can't. Yeah, great anchor, really good hands, powerful, good technique and pass with some patience and pretty good balance. He's a big guy, man. He's pretty effortless athlete. Like he stays pretty well under control. I think he could be a little more explosive. Like out of the top of linemen, I do think he's probably not the most athletic out of the top ones, but he's athletic enough. Pretty smart. And then that guy just creates some movement in the running game. He will go out there and bully ball you, throw you out the club. Look at him lift up Roger Goodell. I think, let's see, inside counters can be inconsistent in sustaining some blocks on the run. Because sometimes he'll just try to overpower you in the running game, and instead of just like getting control of you inside the hands, and I think he could do a better job sustaining on his run blocks. Let's see, who's Atlanta gonna take? Atlanta could be the first defensive player. This one could go in a lot of different directions. They probably will be the first because I could see them even going corner and going Mitchell, or they go one of the edge guys like Turner, Latu, Dallas Turner. Would they go offense? I don't know. But would we draft JPJ or Graham Barton? I'm on the Graham Barton train for sure. I would target JPJ in a trade back though. I do like JPJ. It's just with the injury stuff, and I feel like you could still get JPJ in a trade back potentially. We'll see how it plays out though. Is JC Latham better than Olu Fashanu? Actually, where do I have them listed? I have Fashanu rated higher because I have Fashanu as the 7th overall, or no, not the 7th, the 11th, and I have Latham rated as the 16th. So, but I mean that's not that far off where it's that crazy of a difference. But personally, I prefer Fashanu like as a higher upside tackle guy, and his tackle tape can be really consistent. I think Latham's a better run blocker, but I would trust Fashanu more with his athleticism and in the passing game currently. But Latham can also play guard for you. I don't think Fashanu is a guard at all. And yeah, Titans took Skoronski last year, right? The Titans were pretty much, yeah. That's why they were kept going with Alt, because last year their O-line was absolutely putrid. Like, they struggled to protect their quarterback. And their quarterback held onto the ball. Like, Will Levis held on the ball for a long, long time. So they needed some guys in there that can help it out. JC Latham seems like a cool guy, though. It's always interesting. I've watched so many tape on these guys, and some of them I've never heard talk. You know, I've seen interviews from some of them, or stuff like that. But he nicknamed himself the Trench King. Hey, I like confidence. He's in Tennessee. Nice. I'm in Tennessee. He'll be in Nashville, though. I'm not pretty far from Nashville. Falcons pick. It's in. What is Rappaport talking about? Michael Penix at 8? There's no way they take Penix. If they take Penix, I'll be happy. Another player to fall down the board. But there's no way. Hey, that's what they like. I mean, But if they don't take, I feel like they're going to go defense, though. Oh my god, what is that to happen here? This one's really, I don't know. Because I feel like, Titans were to go a line. I just didn't know which one. I guessed neighbors correctly. Hmm. Ooh, who is this going to be? I guess it's Dallas Turner or Quinion Mitchell. Turner or Mitchell. No way. There's no way it's going to be Michael Penix. What? No way. What the fuck? That's actually shocking. I usually don't get shocked during the draft. Like, usually there's some things that are like kind of shocking. Like, oh, I didn't expect that. Like, get things wrong. That one is actually super surprising. Holy fuck. Bro, that's insane. That's insane. Bro, what? He went before McCarthy. Bro. So they just took a quarterback who's already pretty old as fuck for being in college when they're going to sit him for a year. And they signed. Wait. Wasn't Cousins' contract like 4 years? Hey, that's great though. That is another name that you didn't think was going to be in the top 20 that now is there. Wow. I mean, yeah, he can definitely. He's a great downfield thrower, and he's also a good athlete, but he doesn't move. But he's so inconsistent, man. He has some like in his great games, he looks like the best quarterback in the draft. But in his bad games, he looks so bad. Like his accuracy is either really on point or he's missing every throw. Like that semifinal game versus Texas, he was amazing. Game versus Washington, missed so much stuff. Yeah, has a lot of arm talent. He's pretty old. Lots of injuries. Also had 3 receivers who are going to be drafted very high. Wow. Yeah, he ain't going to start. I mean, I understand liking Penix. I understand it. It's just that's to me is a little bit of a reach. Wow. He's definitely an exciting player to watch. Like when he's on, man, he is really good. Bro, wasn't the Cousins contract for like 3 or 4 years? I'm sure there's an out to it, but that usually means like he's going to probably sit at least 2 years. Wow. Holy fuck. You guys just saw genuine shock on my face. And that is like I'm a very even keeled, laid back person that doesn't get shocked very easily. And you guys just saw, oh my god. He's Tua? I don't think he's Tua. They're both lefty, and I think that's where the comparison stops. They're very different players, play style wise. Like Penix is a guy you want like an air raid system, downfield throwing over and over. Tua's like West Coast, get the ball out with great timing type of quarterback. Like they got McDaniel. Yeah, I was gonna say it's 2 years, right? Bears are staying. Are they gonna take Odunze? I wonder if teams are gonna try to. If they don't take Odunze, I wonder if someone's gonna try to trade up for Odunze. Bro, that actually just shocked me. Bro, what? Holy fuck, bro. 4 quarterbacks taken with the first 8 picks. Hey, look at this Miami Dolphins best fits for a second. Pure shock, guys. I can't believe that just happened. I'm actually mind blown. Holy fuck. Let's make it another shocker and have the Jets take McCarthy. That'd be funny as hell. Odunze, Fashanu, or one of the edges. Or Murphy, I guess. They took Odunze, yeah. Him and Caleb were on that same flight the other day. Hey, Bears have a good ass wide receiver trio with him, Keenan, and DJ Moore. What if McCarthy's there? Minnesota trade up to 10? I haven't seen that yet, but that doesn't surprise me. They're going for JJ. Yeah, let me look at wow. Oh yeah, so Dunze, Ivan's third wide receiver in the draft. Very safe player, good size, combined with the athleticism, really good route runner. Could honestly, wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being one of the top players in this class. Like, just really solid all around, like body control, wins in contested situations. He's solid after the catch. He just knows how to get open and create separation. And at his size, when you have a guy his size that can get open like that, and they also are still solid at the catch point, you're happy about that. You want to see, it's the same thing. You want to see more consistency versus press coverage. A lot of these guys didn't face a ton of press. Because, that's how it is in college. So you just want to see him translate at the next level. And then I don't think he has like, same thing. He's not like a top tier explosive type guy. Like Neighbors is top tier explosiveness. I feel like, Odunze has some of that, but it's not like at the super high level. Ideal frame, comeback catches, and they're comparing him to Larry Fitzgerald. Interesting. So yeah, the Vikings traded up. So it's for McCarthy, right? So the Vikings are taking McCarthy at 10. So who is that? Odunze? Bro, it's looking pretty good right now for the Dolphins, guys. Like, if McCarthy goes here at 10, which is probably should be, 10 more picks, and you still got... Fuck, I gotta start reading people out, so, fuck. You go, boom. So I know who's gone. I forgot to do that. Penix is gone. That's crazy, man. I'm mind blown. Alt's gone. Latham's gone. And we got these guys gone. That's actually insane, bro. Still shocked over the Michael Penix shit. Who am I missing? Oh, here it is. Right? Yeah. Cool. Wow. Wow, man. They moved down 2 spots. Or they moved down 1 spot, 1 spot, 1 spot. Wow. That's I really like that for the Bears, man. Taking a young quarterback with a young receiver like that, having them build that chemistry together. I really like when teams do that. Um, and they did in the same draft, like with some other teams, like you saw, when Burrow, like the Dolphins and the Bengals both did it, but they did it a year later. They took, their guys from college. It was a year later. I like when they took them together at least. Obviously, they didn't play the same college, but Adunze seems like a good guy. Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The pick is in. Way. Come on, show it to me. I was like, why am I hearing the draft sound? They were just playing it on the commercial. But yeah, we talked about. Let me get rid of that window. We talked about Odunze. I really like him as a player. I don't think I made breakdowns on any of these players because there's so many breakdowns made on the top 10 guys. I only do with them if I really really like they're like my favorite players and I think they could follow the Dolphins. But I do have some shorts on Odunze where just get to show off his route running chops because his pace variation, the timing on the routes, really really hoping. Yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I'm hoping I think JJ goes right here at 10. But I mean, Bo Nix would be nice too. But getting Penix was better than I expected. So I'm already up to, I'm not going to ask for too much. It's already up to a good start. If we get JJ here, which I very much think he'll be gone before 21. Why would the Vikings trade up? If they traded up and not take a QB, I'd be pretty surprised. Because the Jets were only one spot ahead of them. So they were just, the only way they would trade up is like to secure the QB so no one else hops in front of them. Because if they were really trying to steal from the Jets would have just been like, well, we're just going to stand pat. Bowers soon, maybe. Yeah, I could see Bowers. Bowers been pretty rumored to the Jets, so he could go right after this, right at 11. I wonder how many people bet like Bowers is the 10th pick because they think he's going to go to the Jets, and then they take him at 11. I gotta remember, you guys can't hear the music that I hear in these commercials, or you can hear them if you're watching NFL Network, but I'm probably not synced with it. But yeah, this draft is shaping out really, really nicely. Honestly, like all three receivers gone in the top 10, which was expected. Um, no defensive, right? No defensive players. Yeah, no defensive players have been taken yet, which is insane. So all the edges are on the board. There's still all the tackles, the guys with the last names that start with F's, they're all there. Amarius Mims at tackle, Graham Barden. Brock Bowers is obviously still on the board. He'll probably be going very soon, though, if I had to guess. We haven't seen Byron Murphy go. No defensive players. So there's going to be some defensive players there, I'm guessing, and maybe one of the tackles. So. Ooh. Some people are coming out with Goodell. What is this? My phone's blowing up, so that either means it's McCarthy or it's something surprising. I'm not looking at the chat. Just in case you're spoiling. Rest in peace, Zachary. JJ McCarthy, okay. That's what I was expecting. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me that they went with McCarthy. Five QBs in the top 10 is crazy, bro. That never actually happens, bro. Actually, insane. But yeah, McCarthy. Let's see my notes on him. Very mechanically sound player. He has some good athletic ability. Has some good arm talent for being more of like the basically was like game manager type at Michigan. You know, because they ran the ball a lot. But he does do some of the better stuff off like the off script than you would think. He does a good job with his timing and anticipation middle of the field. And he just does like a high effort, like plays with a lot of physical toughness. He does make a lot of risky throws over the middle of the field though. Like he tries to hit some tight windows, and it worked in college. I don't know if I see those working as well at the NFL level. It seems like guys are going to get their head around more. He has the lack of production. I think his accuracy on deep throws outside the numbers needs work. But to me, the Vikings was a good place for him to end up with Kevin O'Connell. So probably weren't many better places for him. That's so good. Hey, buddy, what about Canadian football, eh? What's his name? Dolphins brought in that one guy from the CFL, right? Quantez Stiggers. Yeah, Quantez seems very interesting. You're comparing Stroud to McCarthy? I don't really see that. Oh, question marks coming in. I don't really see that, but we'll see. See what the Jets do here. 5. If Knicks goes to Denver, yeah, that'd be great, bro. Wow. That's actually so shocking to me. The Penix stuff. I'm still. This is actually great, man. Because let's see who's still available on this list. Okay. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. at the receivers. At O-line, we have Fuaga, Mims, Fashanu, Troy Fatanu, Graham Barton. On D-line, you still have Murphy and Newton. At tight end, you have Bowers, who could potentially go right here. You still have Latu, Dallas Turner, Jared Verse. And then no corners up on you. Like, you still have Wiggins, Arnold, DeJean, Quinton Mitchell, Kool-Aid. And I don't think any safety is going to go. But unless you count DeJean as a safety, which he pretty much is. I'm really just surprised Penix went before McCarthy. But I guess Atlanta was all over Penix. They really liked him, but he ain't going to see the field for a couple years or unless Kirk gets hurt. I wonder how Falcons fans feel about that. Oh, Falcons fans have to be so pissed, man. I just know. I can feel it. At least the Falcons fans that I follow on Twitter. And I don't even like dislike like Penix. I'm just guessing, you know, they're just the feel of it. My phone keeps texting, but I can't look at it because I know my friends are talking in a group chat and they're definitely ahead. I have to like wait as the pick happens because they can't be like way ahead. Let's see. Is this where Bowers goes? Do the Jets take Brock? Here it is. Fashanu. They took Fashanu. Okay, so this could be where that tackle run sort of starts, man. Because they were kind of the ones seen that could go. I like Fashanu a lot. They got a good player there, but wait, didn't they? Maybe they're planning to sit Fashanu for a year because they brought in Tyron Smith, so he's sort of like a that left tackle of the future. But yeah, because he's dead. Yeah, as Daniel Jeremiah just said, he's a pure left tackle. Size, athleticism, nimble on the edge, quality anchor. I mean, I like the player a lot. I just don't know if he's a year one impact guy. But yeah, really good feet, recovery ability, redirect, quality inside hands, knows how to reset his hands. He's a knee bender. He's really nuanced with his hands. He can use like independent hands, which is always important, not just a two-hand puncher always, which can get you into trouble. Balance and body control are really good. I think he has some inconsistent pass sets and pad level at time, which can get him into trouble, and he has to recover. He can recover, which is good, but it just gets him into trouble, which will be more of a problem at the next level. And then I think in the running game, he doesn't create as much displacement as I would like. Yeah, definitely a tackle only guy. And apparently, I mean, he has really small hands, but his hands are really good, so I don't think it's that big of a concern, but just something to know. Ben's taking Barton or Verse. We'll see if I was right. I have them taking Verse, but I also have been the guy. I've probably been the Dolphins fan that's been most over Graham Barton as the guy I want. Bowers could fall, but I feel like the Colts would. I feel like the Colts love Bowers from what I've seen. Wow. Did the Broncos pick was in, right? There's only been one trade. It was a trade up for one spot. I could see Bowers falling. You never know with undersized tight ends. If he falls past the Colts at 15, there's a chance he's there at 21. And if he's there at 21, you go for it. He's basically like taking a receiver at 21. Plus, he's just a huge mismatch weapon. I feel like he's that guy that could separate your team offensively. I don't know if any receiver really does that for the Dolphins. Like they would make a difference, but like Bowers would take them to a new level, and they're already on crazy levels. So it's the Broncos, right? So yeah, do they go Bo Nix? I mean, I'm gonna say I doubt it because last time I said I doubt it, the QB wins. So I'm gonna say I doubt it. Did they take the first defensive player? So I'm not sure of all of Denver's needs. I feel like they just have a lot of needs. So is this where like the first corner comes off the board? Because it seems like they're thinking about trading Surtain. So I guess if that happens, they could take like Mitchell or Arnold or something. Or do they go for the first edge defender? You keep saying these teams are taking Devondre Swift, man. Or Sweat. They're not taking Sweat in the first. It'd be funny though. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're off commercial, right? Nope, kind of, maybe. There we go. Is it really going to be Bo Nix? They might panic and just take Bo Nix because they thought all the other QBs are gone. God, if it's Bo Nix, I'll be so happy. If 6 QBs go before 21 and the Dolphins still reach for someone that I'm not a huge fan of, like someone's going to be there that's an absolute stud that shouldn't. You got to take some good guys. There might be so many people there at 21 they could trade back a few spots and still get a stud. Yeah, is it all? There hasn't been a single defense play, right? This is insane. I love the draft. There are other players. There's no way. If anyone was going to take Bo Nix, it'd be Denver, but they can't do it, right? Unless they panic. Are you a panicker, Sean? That's the thing, guys. Some teams are just not that good at drafting, you know? Some are very good, though. Announce the pick. They're taking forever. Oh, here it is. He's walking out. Thank God. I just gotta take out my glasses because I can't. If I don't focus on the chat, I can't read it. I'm blind without my glasses. I would have to like squint to actually see what you guys are saying. Come on, Goodell. I got a little bit faster, a little more pep in your step. What is going on? What is fucking happening? Why does it say Tua's name on this screen with Bo Nix? Why are they comparing? What is going on? Quick, accurate, Tua Tagovailoa. Those are the 3 notes on NFL Network. Oh, man. Bro, what is Bro, I didn't even write down notes on Bo Nix because I was going to do it tomorrow. He does have good ball handling. Other than that, he sells those fakes really well. Pretty good athlete. But oh my God. Yeah, he's mobile. Mind blown. Hey, good for you, Bo Nix. Good for you. Not in my lifetime did I ever think when I was watching Bo Nix at Auburn, because if you watch Bo Nix at Auburn, that I would ever think that this guy would go in the top 12 in the first round. Raiders saved by the Broncos from themselves. Probably. These teams are panicking. This is insane. This is best case scenario, though. I guess it does make sense scheme fit wise for Sean Payton because he is he's not Drew Brees. He's not anything close to Drew Brees, but he is like that style. Like he can fit in that style of offense. That's what I'll say. But wow, man, what is fucking going on? This is insane. This is working out great. Bro, Fatano might be there at 21. Because of the injury stuff and how this draft has played out. I will take it. Raiders pick is in, man. What is happening? Desperation around 4 hours. You guys, bro, what? What is happening? Oh my God, this is actually like I'm actually so surprised, bro. I haven't been this surprised in the draft in a long time. Fuck it, Raiders take Spencer Rattler. Panic. Is this going to be first defender? Raiders going to be first defender, right? Raiders are going to take Spencer Rattler, bro. This is amazing, bro. I love this. Hey, Bo Nix could work out. You know, I know these guys could work out still, guys. It's just me laughing. It's just me surprised. Like, I don't think these guys are terrible players. I think they're reaches, and I wouldn't have made those picks, obviously. Because teams are panicking. You wouldn't see this out of me, though. Hire me. But, okay, what is this? Defensive player. Defensive player. They took Bowers? Wow. I mean, hey. Wow, this offensive run is insane. Bowers is a stud, though. I'm not mad about it. That's a good pick. That guy is a stud. But, I mean, just a little. I would have been happy with it, though. I mean. Bro, the offensive line about to be insane. Okay, notes on Bowers. I mean, top tier player. I have him as a top 5 player in the class. I have him rated as my 4th and 6th best player, apparently. Or whatever I had him at earlier. Freak athlete. Great feel for the game, man. Adjustments. Just all around amazing receiver. He's a little undersized, and I like, for being an undersized guy, he's not the worst blocker ever. Like, he goes out there and gives effort and like gets the job done enough. But for how like dynamic of a weapon he is, like, he's gonna change an offense so much. I know the value of tight end in the first round can be a little bit iffy, but that's a good pick, guys. But didn't the Raiders took Michael Mayer with their early second rounder last year, right? Hey, they're just going big boys. But I mean, it's just a BPA pick, yeah. But they literally just took a tight end super high the year before. I was trying to remember who their tight end was. I'm like, oh, they took Michael Mayer. Wow. This draft is fucking insane, guys. It's fucking insane. Okay, bro. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick, but wow. Wow. This is true mayhem, guys. Wow, yeah, we need the cornerbacks to go. Good shout. The corners going is huge. That's like the next step. Like, at least 2. You want Mitchell and Arnold to go before 21, which is possible for sure. I mean, it's probably likely. What are we at now? That was pick 13, right? So we're about to be pick 14, and we have Fuaga, Mims, Fatanu, Graham Barton available on the O-line. Very good chance one of them makes it, possibly more. No defenders off the board, so all the edges there, all the corners there. Probably see some corners go here in a second, and probably some of the edges. Wait, who's on the board? I didn't see. Oh, let me grab this real quick. Grab my headset here. Oh. Byron Murphy hasn't gone yet. I'm guessing Byron Murphy will go here in a second. Bro, with how surprising this draft has been, like, I feel like none of the people have really been right. Like the insiders, except for the obvious ones. So I think the Dolphins could take anything at this point. Like I was thinking before the draft, they're not going to take D tackles just based on like what I'm seeing. But now Byron Murphy's there. Fuck, I can see them taking it just because this draft's been insane. I hope we start seeing like some like I want to see like Tyler Guyton go because I don't want Guyton at 21, especially with these guys on the board. Dude, you could see some Dolphins could trade back and still get a stud too. There might be so many options. The Dolphins might trade back like 2 spots or something. Wow. Saints are on the board, right? Saints could go. Saints might go O-line here. Saints probably go O-line, huh? I think they need O-line bad, don't they? And we see like other receivers go here soon too. I mean, APOC, I wasn't talking about mock drafts. I was talking about like insiders, like with their information. I know mock drafts have never been right. They're just more of like a fun exercise. I usually don't do like I don't do mock drafts in my spare time. Really, I've only ever really done them on stream because they can be fun. But yeah, I was saying like the people who have like sources, they are very off because like I wouldn't think the Raiders would have took Bowers there because there's so many options still on the board, and they took tight end early last year, but they just said fuck it. Now I really think anything can happen. And I just saw Bo Nix go 12th overall, and I saw Penix go 8th. Yeah, I mean it just depends on the insiders. Some of them know stuff. I mean it depends on like if it's the draft. Usually a lot of them are wrong because a lot of the draft is just all over the place. Some of the insiders actually do a pretty good job with like getting a lot of information right. But usually when it's the draft, people are lying to you on purpose to set a narrative out there. Take us in for the Saints. We're getting closer, guys. Fuaga. Where are they taking here? Yeah. The Green Bay did take 2 times last year. And honestly, the tackle or the tight end they took with the Kraft they took later, I think Kraft's better than Musgrave. They're very different players, though. And it's not bad to take 2 tight ends. It's just I don't know if it's the best team building strategy to take 2 tight ends very, very early. It's fine to take one and maybe another one later on, but come on. Surprise everyone and take Tyler Guyton. The Saints always do some crazy shit, though. They usually do some crazy trades. Here it is. Goodell's walking out. I feel like he's not really getting booed. Or I'm just not hearing it right on this Yeah, he's getting booed a little bit. Fuaga. Okay, got that one right. That one felt pretty fairly obvious compared to the other ones. I was guessing Fuaga. He was the next best tackle that I feel like they would like. I mean, I have Fatanu a little bit higher, but there might. Dude, this guy is dominant, man. He is just moves people around. Yeah, smooth in his sets, and very patient, independent hand usage. He's more of an outside hand user, which is interesting. Guys literally more rely on their inside hand and pass protection, but Fuaga is kind of that. He's got good feet, knows how to use leverage, and he just bullies people in the running game, man. He just goes out there and throws people around. Very fun to watch. Yeah, they're showing him on the Senior Bowl. He had a pretty good Senior Bowl. I think he can play with better pad level and better technique overall at times. And I could see him being a better guard at the next level than a tackle too. We'll see. And I don't know if he becomes a left tackle though. He does seem very like a right tackle for sure, just based off his play style and his size, or like a guard. We don't get stuck having a cornerback. I mean, at this point, with 6 QBs that went, there's going to be another, like, even if no corners go, there's still going to be a good player there that's not a corner. But I mean, who knows? Fuaga did dominate Latu last year. Dude, Fuaga dominated everyone. That's a good pick at 14. That's probably the best pick that's happened in a while. Colts. No defensive players yet. Crazy. The Colts could go DB, right? Or edge. Wow. Insanity. Well, yeah, if it's best corners on the board, like if all the corners are still there and all the other positions go, then yeah, that becomes a big trade back scenario, I think. Because I think some teams would be looking to trade up for that. Because the premier position, those guys would be good value there, so you might be able to get a nice trade back. And the Dolphins don't have to reach for a corner. I mean, it wouldn't be a reach. It would be a best player available pick. Will anybody take Brian Thomas before Fins? I don't know. I think the injury thing is pushing him down a bit. There's he was medically tagged, and I'm not a doctor, and I haven't I don't know exactly what it is. So talent wise, I think he should go before. But if he does go before, it'll be probably right before the Dolphins, like a few picks before. Dallas Turner will be first defender selection. He might be first defender selected right here. Yeah, they're gonna go Dallas Turner or Quinion Mitchell or something. I just don't know how badly they need. Or if you get the first defender off the board at 15, might as well do it, man. Robert Hart's saying it could be talking about Latu, so I mean, if Latu's my best defender in the draft, but it just depends on health. But he's a stud. If Latu goes here, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I like Latu a lot, though. Come on. Come on, let's go. We're getting so close. Oh, man. Michael Penix and Bo Nix went. Bro, the teams right behind the Dolphins must be super happy because I would say the Dolphins were still going to get some good players at 21. But I think after 21, once you get to the 24-ish 5 range, I feel like you were going to start to run out of those good, there was it became a different tier of players. But now those guys might get the top tier players that I thought you could get at like 20, 21. Yeah. Colts should go defense here. Will they? Who knows? It should be edge or corner. Yeah, I'd be all down for a trade back. But it depends who's on the board, you know? If Fatanu's on the board, I'm taking Fatanu right away. I don't care. I don't care if the medicals are horrible. Well, if they're horrible, then yeah, take someone else. But I just love his film so much. Take us in. Go out, Goodell. Start running. The draft's flying by. They have the first overall pick for defense. That's true. Whoever takes first defender takes the first overall. Wait, okay, so if the Colts go defense here, Seattle is like where Fatanu could go, by the way. He's like that's where he like the first domino falls. If he goes past Seattle, the chances raise because Seattle is very likely to take Fatanu. Or the Colts could just take him here, who knows? Oh, hit me with it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's like 7 players on my board that I would be totally good. Maybe 8 actually. That'd be like actually more than 8, like 9. That I'd be all over. And there's only like 6 picks before the Dolphins pick here. So here it is. Defender. Hey, look, Latu. Dude, I almost bet Latu first defender taking because he was my first defender on my board. And I was like, dude, if his medical checks out, a team will take him high. And that's all it took was absolute stud. That guy's the best technician, like pure pass rusher, amazing tools in his bag, hand usage, bend, good short area athleticism, high motor, instinctive versus the run, has some nice alignment versatility, aligning inside, outside. I wrote down in my notes, my best defensive player in the draft. The injuries are a question mark. I don't think he's an elite athlete or like a big strength guy. He's just going to beat you with his moves. And his length is like pretty average. But that guy is so good, man. I mean, good for him, man. He was medically retired. Just gotta type this in real quick. Good for Latu, man. Yeah. Fatanu would be perfect. This is where it is, guys. If Seattle passes on Fatanu, there's a good chance because I think the Seattle could take Fatanu. I think the Rams could take Fatanu. And then Pittsburgh will probably go a line, but it just seemed like they're more like a Mims and Barton type team. But Seattle and the Rams are like the guys to look at for Fatanu. That guy is a nuanced pass rusher, absolute stud. Good for Latu, man. I'm happy for him. Da-na-na-na-na. But wait, it was so Bo Nix went at 12, right? 13 was Bowers. 14 was Fuaga, right? Yeah, Fuaga. Yeah, Rams might take Murphy. That's true. I saw them. They were interested in him. Yep. He is the most natural rusher in the draft. Sometimes I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Oof. We're getting close, guys. Getting close. Seattle one's big. This one is big. Oh yeah, let me change the law to show. Gotta read them out. Dallas Turner's on the board. I wasn't expecting Turner to be there at 21, but the Dolphins could take him. He's not like, I'm not as high on him as probably other people, but at 21, it's pretty good value. Two. Yeah, I mean, good for him. And he had to medically retire and all that. And his film reliance, he just looks like Jalen Phillips out there, just the way he like stands and moves around. I think Phillips is more athletic, but Latu has more of a bag coming, especially coming out of college. I mean, they both wore 15 at UCLA when, they both played there. I mean, Phillips transferred to Miami, but I'm really excited to see Jalen come back healthy because I think before Phillips got injured, he was the most impactful player on that defense for a while. He was so. I love Jalen Phillips. One of my favorite players to watch. Those are just my type of edge defenders. Come on, Seattle. They're gonna go to fucking what's it called? Okay. I'll pick us in for Seattle. Okay, so what are you guys thinking? At this point, what do you guys thinking happens? Who do you think the Dolphins end up with? Is my prediction of Jared Verse going to actually happen before the draft? Did I predict it before the draft? With how it's played out, there's going to be people on the board that I would probably take over Verse, so. Is it going to be Verse? Is it going to be, does Fatanu fall? Do they actually get that? Do they go in a surprise direction? Do they trade back? I think there's a few different directions. This one's very tough to predict right now. There's just so many names still left. Turner reverse, it's your guess. One of the edges. Yeah, I mean, there's only, 5 picks down before 21, so good chance there. You think Cooper DeJean, okay. Definitely possible, but I think for me, with other people, like with how much talent there still is left at other premium positions, I think it won't be DeJean. Maybe in a trade back DeJean. But they could still value DeJean over some of these players. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, there's a Turner versus Fatanu, Mims, Barton at O-line. Who else is still there? That's the edges. I guess if they wanted to go receiver, Brian Thomas Jr. I guess Xavier Worthy, not me personally. I wouldn't go there at 21, but you want to throw that name in there. D tackles haven't been taken, so Byron Murphy's still on the board. Johnny Noon, who is potentially falling, so I don't know if he's going to be an option. But damn, dude, this is crazy. This is where Fatanu could go, though. Seattle. They keep playing this noise, the draft noise during the commercial. I think like someone's about to pick. All I know is I'm very excited. Like after this, I'm going to get some film. I'm going to watch more film, obviously, and then I'm going to get clips of that film on the guy that the Dolphins draft, and then I will do a film breakdown. Sure. I feel like we're about to see, before the Dolphins pick, I'm guessing we're going to see two of the O-linemen go. Two of the O-linemen. One of the D tackles at Byron Murphy, I'm talking about basically. One of the edges. One of the edges will be gone, and then one of the corners. So one corner, two O-line, one edge, and Byron Murphy. That's my guess. Within the next 5 before the Dolphins. So that will leave one of the O-linemen left for the Dolphins, one of the edges to choose from, and then maybe a potential trade back if they wanted to go, DeJean, or maybe they wanted to go wide receiver or something. But dude, no corner has gone. This is insane. And I don't know if any, like, I think Jacksonville could easily go corner. Jacksonville will probably go corner. But after that, I don't know if the other teams are like super corner needy before the Dolphins. That's probably where the corner would go. Dude, one of Terrion Arnold or Kenyon Mitchell are going to be on the board, and the Dolphins might be tempted. Oh, people would be pissed. I wouldn't be that mad because I think they're both really good players, but it wouldn't be my ideal choice. Come on. They might, dude. What the fuck is going on? Oh. I was like, what is this announcement? Or at the base? Come on. Show me who Seattle's gonna take. I'm just hoping the name is not Fatanu. If it's Fatanu, I'll be disappointed, but there's still a lot of studs left. It's basically been all quarterbacks and offensive linemen at this point, 3 receivers. And then a few other random players mixed in. Mainly quarterback, receiver, O-line. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be that mad with a trade back if there's this many studs on the board and they're all corners, and the Dolphins only trade back, say, a few spots. And they still get one of the guys I really like. Oh, here's Goodell. They showed him not until he was at the podium. Come on. Come on. Not for Tanya. So they took Murphy. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Because I knew Murphy was already gonna be gone. I already accepted that. And I like Murphy, but like he wasn't my like ideal pick. But Tanu. Wait, Minnesota just traded up from 23. Interesting. Okay. So Byron Murphy, we'll talk about so Byron Murphy, yeah, such a good first step, man. This guy is a dynamic athlete, man. He gets upfield so fast. He, for a smaller guy, he holds up really well versus double teams, bro. He anchors super well. Good play strength, low center of gravity, plays with amazing leverage. And just creates a bunch of disruption. I feel like sometimes Texas didn't allow him to like really utilize that to his full extent. So if they really allow it to unleash him, like that guy creates a whole ton of disruption. He's a bit undersized, mainly just a 3-tech. I don't know if he plays too many other spots for you, but dynamic, explosive 3-tech. Can't be too mad about that at 16. Plus, I feel like maybe they thought the Rams were going to take him, and they're like, we're taking this guy from the Rams. Yeah, no spoiling, guys. No spoiling. Yeah, trade. Vikings. Pick is in. Who are the Vikings trading up for? They got... So they already took... Vikings traded up twice, man. They being aggressive. They took McCarthy. And, are they going to go corner here? because none of the corner's been taken. Maybe they traded up for a corner. I don't know how huge of a need that is for them, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So what was it? 17th overall for 23rd, a 5th round pick this year, and then a 3rd and 4th next year. Interesting. If the Dolphins trade back, though, I would like for it to be capital this year because they don't have capital in the 3rd and 4th round this year. They have extra capital in the 3rd round next year with, the comp picks they're going to receive. So if the Dolphins do end up trading back, I hope it's for this year's picks. Yeah, this will probably be like one of the corners, maybe one of the edges, I'm guessing. It's a defensive run, so they took McCarthy. What is this going to be? Turner or Mitchell or something? There it is. Dallas Turner, okay. I expected Dallas Turner to be gone, so I'm not too disappointed about that, and I was a little bit lower in Turner than probably most people. But, that's not a bad pick. But wow. I mean, he's a solid player. They got probably guys they weren't expecting, to be honest. Kind of, I mean, went farther down than expected, but kind of where I would have actually probably had him rated. I can't remember where did I have him rated, actually. I had Dallas Turner. I have Dallas Turner rated 21 overall, which is, so 17, not too bad. Probably around where, But yeah, amazing athlete, really good length. His first step is wicked, great bend off the edge. Just overall, just an insane athlete. A little bit raw, like he doesn't have too many moves in his bag. I'm usually higher on the guys that are like the Latus of the world, the super, they beat you with their hands. They know exactly what they're doing. He does have some moves though. He likes to use a ghost move and a 2-hand swipe. But yeah, it needs to be better overall versus the run, like setting the edge, setting blocks, things like that. We're getting closer, guys. Fatanu's still on the board. Yeah. So yeah, I said Murphy would be gone, and I said one of the edges, so that's one of them. I've gotten 2 of those right. I said 2 linemen and what was the other one? 2 linemen in a corner. So let's see if the next 2 picks are 2 linemen in a corner. And I think the Rams and Pittsburgh, I think all 3 of these teams could take linemen. I don't know if they need corner or not, but wow. So Vikings ended up with Turner and McCarthy. We still got Fatanu on the board, Graham Barton, Amarius Mims at offensive line that I would be interested in. There's some other names there that, but they would be more trade back options for me. I guess the Dolphins could still take them. Edges is just Jared Verse for me. I know some people like Chop Robinson. Personally, that's a bit of a reach. And then I would take DeJean if they were going to go DB. And I would also still take Brian Thomas Jr. as the receiver. Yeah, the Rams, I think, could go in a lot of... They could take Fatanu. They could take corner. They could take Brian Thomas Jr. I wouldn't be that surprised. Rams might take Newton, maybe. But I've just... From what I've seen, the reports on Newton actually seem real. That he has some, that the falling of him, so... Because of some attitude issues, so we'll end up seeing. We're at pick 18, right? Yeah. Bengals. Dallas. Fins are gonna have a lot of options how to start. I know, man. There's gonna be so many good options. Please don't mess this up. Which I don't think they will. Usually when they make a pick that I don't agree with, there's usually not that many options on the board. Usually there's one guy I really like, and then they go in a different direction. But now it's like so many. When there's a lot of options, they usually make at least one of the picks that I really need. Yeah, I've seen that apparently Pittsburgh is really likes Mims or Barton. So I'm expecting Mims or Barton there. I don't know if they expected Fatana to be there, but Mims and Barton seem like more their style players. We're getting close, man. Need Fatanu. I need him, guys. That's my guy. Might take Thomas and then trade Higgins. Oh yeah, the Bengals they're talking about. I guess they could do that. He wouldn't. He's kind of a T Higgins type of player, but he's a much faster version. T Higgins is just more dominant at the catch point. They could go in that direction. I know they were interested. I feel like they were a team that was heavily interested in Murphy. They could go a line or DB as well, I guess. They could go anywhere, honestly. JPA football spoiling everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying off Twitter. At least until the Dolphins pick, I will not go step on Twitter. I might wait till the whole draft first round's over, even though I kind of want to see Dolphins fans' reactions, but we'll see. Yeah, I can grade the Dolphins picks after the whole draft. I'm probably going to stream. I'm at least going to stream today. I don't know if I'm going to stream yet tomorrow and day 3, but I'm at least going to do one stream after the draft where I just go over each pick. And then I'll probably do another stream that's just specifically for the UDFAs as well. And then I will do film breakdowns on each player. I do believe the worthy target 21 is Smoke. If I'm wrong, I'll take that. I have been wrong tonight twice, but it was for 2 QBs. Hey. Please. Fatanu's my dream. I will take Amarius Mims and Graham Barton. I will take Jared Verse. That's kind of the top 4, I feel like, for me right now. I like Brian Thomas Jr. and Cooper DeJean a lot, but those are picks I would be happy with, but not my top options. Stream tomorrow too. Yeah, I probably will stream tomorrow. I don't know about day 3 yet, but we'll see. I'm at least going to stream till the Dolphins pick tomorrow, I'm guessing. Because I don't know if I'm going to stream the rest of it afterwards. We'll see. Would prefer Fatana to be gone before 21 or him avail at 21, but we take someone else? That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like most people would say be gone before 21 so you don't have that chance. But I want to feel the heartbreak for real that they would pass on him. And then I want the Dolphins to know that they messed up when he inevitably ends up being great. I want them to feel that, so. You like Rook in the second? I wouldn't be mad about that. I'm going to lose my mind if we take Xavier Worthy. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst pick. There's some other picks that would be worse, but it wouldn't be, definitely not in my, he'd be my 9th choice at this point with the players left available or something like that. Probably even less than that. Probably even lower. I already know, though, if Dolphins take Worthy or they take a corner that's not DeJean, because I feel like people at least understand DeJean can play any other positions besides corner, like safety in the star role. I feel like people are going to be so mad. But I do feel pretty good about the trenches. Honestly, with how this is going, the Jared Verse mock that I predicted Jared Verse looks pretty solid right now. There's a chance it's Jared Verse. I mean, Verse could be gone in these next 3 picks also, but who knows? What are the Bengals going to do? I saw someone in the chat say, "Well, does that mean it's a shocker?" What would be shocking here? Like receiver? Is this Xavier worthy? Amarius Mims, okay. I feel like you were baiting me. Hey, I'm on point right now. Remember I said the next 5 picks would be Murphy, 1 edge, 2 offensive tackles. I've been right so far. Now I just need 1 more offensive tackle and 1 corner to go before the Dolphins pick. Okay, Amarius Mims. I will say this. I'm a big fan of Mims as a player. He's someone I thought the Dolphins could be interested in. He wasn't like my top guy because I think he's not a year 1 impact guy. But yeah, I prefer Mims going before Fatanu. Fatanu must have some serious injury thing, man. That's like my only concern. Fatanu will be there at 21 and the Dolphins pass because there's something serious with the injuries. But I like Mims. Here's my notes on Mims. Great size, athletic guy. He's inexperienced. Like there's some raw offensive linemen like Tyler Guyton, Patrick Paul, Kingsland Sumatea, the guy from Yale. Those guys are raw and still learning to play position. Mims has a little rawness, but he's just inexperienced. Like he didn't play that many games. But if you out there, man, that guy just wins every rep. There's still things he can learn to get better at. But like the athletic and physical traits are all there. The ability to move out in space. I thought he was gonna be like just how people talked about him, be like super raw, but that wasn't the case on film. At least not as much as I think he had more nuance to his game. He kind of just gets control of his guy, wins his rep in pass protection. He can go out and make some crazy movement plays. I think he do some better like independent hand stuff work, but and then he'll move some people too. I think he'd work with better leg drive, but we're getting close. Yeah, I don't think they're taking Worthy either. My gut tells me they won't. We'll see if my gut is correct, but we don't know. The Rams could go Fatanu. This is the other team I think could take Fatanu. Ugh. The Dolphins are going to take like Chop Robinson or some shit. I'm going to be disappointed. It's not the worst pick ever. It just would be disappointing to me. Yeah, somebody take a corner for crying out loud. How has a corner not been taken? I know the Eagles are going to take a corner the pick right after us. They're taking one of them. They will take a corner. Yeah, I wonder how Kirk does feel about the Falcons taking a quarterback. I wonder if he was surprised by that. Come on, Rams, take a corner. If the Rams take a corner here, I think Pittsburgh takes an offensive tackle, and then my prediction for the next 5 picks would have been right. But I need the Rams to take a corner for that to be right because I think the Steelers are going to go tackle. It might have been 3 tackles and no corners, which is crazy. The Rams are a team that can usually surprise sometimes with their picks. They don't always go just like... I feel like they're a team that doesn't always go with the consensus pick, but usually are pretty good at drafting. I'm getting hiccups. Rams. I think for Fatanu, it's a knee thing. I don't know how serious it is though. So I think it's not like it's like a long-term knee thing. Like they don't know if he can have a super long career, which is probably why he's falling right now. Because to me, he should already been picked. Yeah, the Rams haven't had a first-round pick in years, bro. That's crazy. That's insane. They got to make this count. Yeah, Rams do need to replace Donald, but I thought it would have been Murphy, but Murphy's gone. Do they go Noon? So who is available? Noon versus one of the O linemen, like a Fatanu or a Barton, or do they go corner? Kenyon, Arnold. Who else is available? Oh. Who just took Mims, by the way? Who was 18th? Bengals. Yeah, just write this down. Da-da-da. They could go. They could go verse here. Actually, yeah, they're talking about it. Then I would be wrong, but I would be okay with verse going because that's one more close to Fatanu. But then Pittsburgh could also take Fatanu. They could take Barton. If verse and Fatanu go here, then that probably just means Barton. If the next two picks are verse and Fatanu, who do the Dolphins take? There would be Brian Thomas Jr., Graham Barton. Then all the corners, man. None of the corners going is ruining this. See what it is. They haven't had a first round pick since 2016. That's actually insane. We're getting close, guys. Jared Verse. And my pick was incorrect, but that, yeah. Darius Robinson, or is this too high? I would prefer Darius Robinson to Chop Robinson personally. I think Darius Robinson would have been that one pick that surprised people that I would probably like more than most, but it's probably more of a trade down thing. I think the odds of Fins trade down are getting higher, honestly, with the corners on the board. A team that wants to trade up for the corners. The edges are gone. Yep, Jared Verse. Lots of power and strength. Very good hands usage. Definitely has a plan. Good run defender. High motor. Athletic ability is pretty good for his size. He knows how to like soften the edge because he's not super bendy. He's kind of stiff, but he knows how to soften the edge by setting people up with footwork and using his hands to open people up. He does a good job with that. I think he needs to play with better pad level, weight distribution. I think he can struggle with some of that stuff. Like he can struggle with guys who have a lot of power because of the poor pad level at times. Like he has power, but it's Barton probs, probably, which I would be happy with. I love Graham Barton. It's like the safest pick. It's the one video I made where it said, I literally think the title is like why Graham Barton would be a great pick for the Miami Dolphins or something like that. I basically just have to make another video on Barton with different clips. Yeah, Fatanu, Barton, or Thomas, I'm not mad. But I don't think they're going. I don't know, man. I can't look at the phone. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Let me go here. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. If we get Fatano or Barton, where do we got 55? I think that opens up the possibility for receiver more likely because I thought they were more likely to go O-line in the second if they didn't go O-line in the first. Could be receiver like a Ricky Pearsall or like then you could still go with D-line or edge like a trying to think of the edge guys. I don't love the edge in the second round area, but like a Brandon Dorless or Ruka Horo, Chris Jenkins, those D tackle types. I think it just makes the opportunity, maybe even a safety. I think safety is a possibility. Pittsburgh pick is in now. Let's see if we trade down. I might have to block you guys here for a second because I don't want to risk being spoiled. dun, 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 dun. We're getting close, guys. Trade back or no? I feel like the Steelers were reported to really like Graham Barton, so. Let me check my channel real quick for something. Interesting. Troy Fatanu. Fatanu when I freak out. Come on, end commercial, please. Pick is in. Na 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 na. Who are the Steelers gonna take? Who are they gonna take? I can't see the chat, but I can't see the people spamming stuff. It's definitely my nephew. Come on. Don't do this to me, Pittsburgh. Don't do this to me. Bro, 6 QBs was like perfect case scenario. All you needed was like 1 or 2 corners to go if 6 QBs went, but not a single corner has gone. So that makes it like you get basically the same options you would have gotten because it was going to be like 2 corners were to go before 21, but then you got because like you basically ended up with like the same amount of players that you would have had if 2 corners went and the 4 quarterbacks that went like they were supposed to. Basically swapped corners for quarterbacks. God, are they gonna take corner then? Come on. Come on. Miami's on the clock with 6:30 left, so they haven't traded, but there's still a lot of time left, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm not against a trade back if Fatanu goes here, especially. Come on. My phone's going off. Come on. Walk up, Goodell. Coming out with Hayward. Come on, Cam. Cam's gonna announce Fatanu, isn't he, just to piss me off? Come on. Come on. Yep, come on. Yep, great. Well paid man of the year. You're a good man, Hayward. Woo! Cam! Announce the pick, please. Still hasn't been announced yet, guys. We're almost there. Come on. Hit me with it. I'm not reading the chat until the Dolphins pick. Until I see it. I think that was worst case scenario. Getting to 20 and then breaking my heart. Why do they do this to me? Every time. Fuck. No. Yeah, he has 5 position flexibility. The guy's amazing. God damn it. Why did they... So Fatanu is now a Steeler. Honestly, I'm down to trade back. That is tough, man. That is tough. We still on the clock? I don't see anything yet. I'm not looking at the chat because you guys will spoil me. I know you will. I still see Miami's name, but they haven't like popped it up on my screen yet. I'll talk about Troy Fatanu. He can play tackle and guard at the next level. Probably could even play center. He's a really good athlete, amazing mirroring ability, great recovery, like some of the best recovery you'll ever see, like some of those impressive plays. Insane balance. Gets out there aggressive in the running game, great out in space on screens, his angles, leverage, all of that. Perfect zone fit, does that, all that stuff. I think he can be a bit over aggressive at times. That gets him in trouble in both pass and run situations. And then, yeah, needs to work on his hands in those exact situations too. But he can get himself out of position at times. They just said 2 minutes to go until our selection. We haven't done pick is in. Dolphins are on the phone, man. I think they want to trade back. So what is it, man? No, the pick is in. I just saw it. Bro, they're going to take corner, aren't they? Oh, my God. Fuck. Okay, so who's available? Brian Thomas Jr. is available. Dude, please don't be Tyler Guyton. It's going to... Graham Barton. Johnny Noon, but I don't think they're going to take him. I guess Chop. Really, Graham Barton is the only one. Like, literally, this was worst fucking case scenario with none of the corners going. I thought you would have Brian Thomas Jr., Graham Barton available, but I thought there would be like another name that you would think good value, like a Verse or the Fatanu, like that almost happened. That's tough, guys. That's tough. I will look at the chat in a second, guys. Okay, Graham Barton. I love Graham Barton. Or did they just go? I also take Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know what the medical looks like. Dude, Fatanu. Oh, that's what I wanted so bad. Well, Dolphins didn't trade back, so just gonna have pick 55 tomorrow, probably. Hey, I'm still on commercial, so I'll move my thing that's blocking the chat in a second. Once the Dolphins pick. Watch it be Xavier Worthy, man, now. With how the board falls, there's a chance. I thought the board would fall a different way. Thought a corner would go. Okay, just take Quinion Mitchell. He's best player available, probably. Is that the ideal pick for need? No. Best player available. It just wouldn't surprise me. I would take Graham Barton. Right now, with this board, I would take either Brian Thomas Jr. Depends on the medicals with him. That's why I'm saying Graham Barton, because I don't know if the medicals are that bad. I think Graham Barton's just a super safe option at 21. You take that guy, boom, starts at guard for you for many, many years, or it could even be your center down the line, can play both, all the interior spots. Fits the scheme really well. Come on. really don't want Chop or Tyler Guy, but I feel like those are like the options here that I don't want. And I could see the Dolphins taking them because they're just like high upside guys that are kind of raw though. Like they need a lot of coaching, a lot of work. And to me, I'd rather just take the guy who's really good right now than the guy that could be like super elite down the line, but also could be a bust in 2 years. Yeah, Dolphins pick is in. Coming up, Dolphins pick live. Give it to me. God, the Dolphins look. The colors look good, man, up there. Just look right. Oh, come on. I guess DeJean too, also. I don't think I threw that name out there yet. Yep, 10:38 Eastern. Okay, there's Greer and McDaniel. McDaniel looks like I don't know what. I don't know what to say. Are they gonna go Chop? I could see it, but I don't want it. It's not the worst pick ever, but it's just not my ideal pick. Chop's a freak athlete, don't get me wrong. Like, they're talking about Chop right now on the... Here he goes. Goodell's walking up. Who's it gonna be? Come on. Come on. Here it is. Chop Robinson. I knew it. I fucking knew it. They announced him as a linebacker. They announced him as a linebacker, which is interesting. It doesn't surprise me though. Knew they would like an athletic edge rusher. It's just a reach in my opinion. Explosive, raw, limited production. Yep. Guy that needs a lot of development. Yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Let me see what you all said. Just unreal. Can't catch a break. I want to not so Brad. Yep. Barton. It's Chop. Chop is a Dolphin. Doesn't surprise me because I remember like the Ravens took what's his face not that many years ago. The Odafe Owe, another guy that was like a super raw edge rusher coming out. It doesn't surprise me that they went in that direction. Yeah, so I'll go over my notes on Chop. I had a feeling, yeah. First note, unreal athlete, insane bend and explosiveness off the ball. Plays with high effort, and actually for his size, he's a little undersized. He has pretty good play strength. He did have more moves than I thought he would just from my first watching. But sometimes he just has, if he doesn't win right away, like he struggles to run way past guys. He just needs a lot of development, a lack of a pass rush plan. He doesn't really have counters. And then versus the run, I feel like he does a good job playing high effort versus the run. Yeah, he's a freak of nature, high character guy. That's true. Those are, you kind of scheme him stuff. If you get him like a clear lane, like he's going to close it really fast. I think his block recognition and block deconstruction needs a lot of work. But yeah, definitely. I'm not surprised they went that route, especially with the edges gone. I think they wanted to go edge. But to me, you have to wait to really grade the whole draft, to look at the whole draft until you've like just one pick. You have to wait till they've done in other directions. Like yeah, you said get Christian Haynes tomorrow. Yeah, Christian Haynes. Yeah. No corners going before them hurt, man, because they could have gotten someone. Yeah, just looking at what my friends are saying. Not what I wanted, but it's not not the worst pick I've ever seen. He wasn't even the best edge on Penn State. He's definitely the better prospect out of those two, but yeah, he needs a lot more. He just needs a lot of work. There's some very smart people who have Chop Robinson rated very highly, though. So maybe he works out. He's just one of those guys that needs a ton of development. Damn, dude, I wish the corners went. How is not a single corner gone? They're about to go right now. One of the Eagles guys are going. Well, I guess I will be making a Chop Robinson video tomorrow, so you'll see all the big strengths and weaknesses in the film. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't. He's just not my favorite player. Like, this is one of those, like, I do prefer to the Guyton, though. Like, Guyton would have been worse for me. It's just Chop. Yeah, I would have gone Graham Barron. It's just when it comes to Robinson, there's probably at least like 4 or 5 other players I would have gone before him. I probably had Chop rated in like the 30-somethings range. But to be fair, if he hits, like, he has the highest ceiling out of any edge rusher in this class for sure. You teach him how to, go to work, and he is a little less raw than I expected, which is fun. Are you a fan of Cam Wake is actually not a bad comp for Chop, because Cam Wake was super raw coming out of college. Like, if you go back and watch Cam Wake coming out of college, he was super raw. That's why he went to the CFL and then became a freak of athlete. So Chop just figures out, like, he has that quick first step. He just needs to pull it all together. So it just comes down to coaching for me. We'll see what the Eagles do here, but not the worst pick, not the ideal pick for me overall, but yeah, they didn't take the safe pick. And Chop has to play right away. Yeah. I'm guessing the Eagles went Quinion here. Maybe Terry Arnold, but I feel like Quinion feels like an Eagle. Because a corner is going to go right here. We'll see how the rest of this plays out, but I don't think I ever posted anything on Chop. Yeah, I haven't posted anything on Chop, so this will be completely new, which will be fun. I do like, posting some new videos. It at least gives me a new breakdown to post. And he's I feel like he has some of the biggest strengths in this class and the biggest weaknesses. So it's like I can't spell. I'm trying to type something. Cam was way more jacked. That's fair, yeah. Well, yeah, Cam was bigger for sure. But Chop they kind of have that same freak athleticism. He can't even start, can he? He's probably going to have to if you look at the roster right now, like at least at the beginning of the year. Yeah. I think they really would have gotten Verse if he was there. They also would have gotten Vitano if I had to guess. I think they just got unlucky with how the board played out at the end. It looked good early and it did not finish strong. They just needed one corner to go. Probably 2. But now let's see. The Eagles are going to take Quinion or Terry Arnold. Chop, yeah, I do feel that Weaver will get the most out of Chop, which is good. And because the Ravens did get a lot out of Owe, who was also, I thought, was he was a high upside, rarely raw guy. And they've gotten a lot of Owe. I don't think he's been like super great, but did they run the pick in? I thought they went down to the options. It looked like they went down to 2 minutes. At least that's what I thought I saw. I don't know if that was right. I would have traded back, personally. Chop probably would have been gone in a trade back, but excited to learn more about him, though, as like a person. We'll see that stuff, but I agree. Barton was a better pick for me, too. I have Barton rated higher. I would have taken Barton and Brian Thomas Jr., or I'm glad it's not Worthy, though. I would have taken Chop over Worthy. Where are the Eagles taking here? No, CB corners are definitely valued. Yeah, you guys gotta. I would wait to judge the pick fully until we see what happens with the rest of the. Like at 55, say you get a stud guard like Canes or something. That's good, or you maybe I don't know. Corners are definitely still valued. It's just the draft fell super weird this year, I guess. Like the Eagles take a corner right here, right? Yeah, they took Mitchell. Yeah. Yeah. The thing weird about Edge though is yes, we have time to develop him because you're gonna have Phillips and Chubb come back, but also he probably is gonna have to play a lot instantly, but then take a back seat to them once Phillips and Chubb come back. It's kind of weird, but yeah, there goes the first corner. If only a corner had gone actually before then. Be interesting to see how the rest of this draft plays out. Maybe the Dolphins end up getting a steal at 55. Someone falls that you don't expect, but not my favorite pick from the Dolphins. Not the worst pick either. I don't want to be super unfair. Like he does have his strengths, and I'm not trying to. I'm not coping right now, guys. Okay, I'm not coping. He is a freak of nature. I'm surprised how many fans are upset with our pick. Yeah, I think most fans are probably gonna be upset with Chop just because. I mean, most fans aren't actually watching. Like the most casual of people don't probably watch. They just see what people think. I wouldn't be that upset. I'm not super happy about it though either. Can't lie to you guys. I hope Cooper haunts us for years and years to come. There goes Mitchell, man. Hold on, I gotta. It's okay, guys. I'm gonna go really. I watched obviously Chop play, but I haven't watched every game, so I'm gonna really dig in the film tonight and tomorrow, and then post a film breakdown on him. I'm ready to. I might end the stream a little bit early. Once we see probably a few more picks. Probably talk about this a little bit more. But I'm gonna really dig into it. Do the film breakdown. Definitely check that out tomorrow. I'm gonna post it at noon Eastern. If you join as a member, which costs some money or whatever, you can see it a little bit earlier than that, but none of you have to do that. It's just a perk if you guys want to join. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's a very good point. He seems like a good kid and definitely very passionate. I've only heard really good stuff about his character, which is a big thing. When it comes to high upside guys, if they have good character, usually they're being harder workers and have a better chance of turning out. And he is very young, which is also I don't like taking the super raw guys that are also 23, 24. It's you should have already potentially developed at least a little bit, but yeah. Hopefully he becomes better. This could turn out to be an amazing pick. He has super high potential, man. Unreal athleticism. It's just, can he put it all together? I know fans are going to be very mixed about this too. It's just, to me, when you take these high potential guys, they usually don't work out as much as they do work out. But when they do work out, it's going to be exciting. This does feel like a very Chris Greer and Anthony Weaver coming over type of pick, though. This is pick I could have seen them taking. And then, as I said, that's why I had them taking Verse in the edge or in my mock draft, is because McDaniel did say he loves watching defensive tackles and edge. That's his favorite position, and I think he would have been on board with it. Is another corner going to go right now? Is the next one going to be Arnold? Quinion Mitchell's a really good pick for the Eagles, by the way. Oh. Yeah, because that guy's an absolute stud. I mean, really good ball hawk. The way he was used at Toledo was weird. How he played an off-man zone coverages, just playing with his eyes to the quarterback. But you got to really see him play press at the Senior Bowl, and he dominated, man. Really instinctive, quick twitch guy. Absolute beast. Love that pick for Philadelphia, especially at that part of the draft. So good for them. I can respect that. See, there's picks that I would if they took Patrick Paul, I wouldn't have understood it at all. I would have been pissed. If they took Tyler Guyton, I would have understood it, but I also wouldn't have liked it. For me, Chop is I don't hate it, and I definitely understand it though. Like it's one of those picks that makes total sense. Like a lot of teams probably had him rated higher than 21, and super high upside guy. And if you get someone tomorrow that can be a starter, it could turn out like he has that like Micah Parsons first step quickness. What happened to this owner on Jaguars? What the fuck? He got pile drive in a wrestling match? Did they take Terrion Arnold here? Or maybe they took Brian Thomas Jr. We haven't seen the fourth receiver hasn't gone yet. We've only seen one corner go. Who's still available? There's still also DeJean, Johnny Noon, Graham Barton. I would keep Jalen Phillips for sure, 100%. Brian Thomas Jr. Wow, they traded back and still got Brian Thomas Jr. Interesting. I like Brian Thomas Jr. a lot. That's a guy I would have definitely considered at 21. Wasn't like the biggest need for the Dolphins, but that's a good pick for the Jaguars. They needed that really good deep threat within this class. Probably the best deep class. He kind of replaces Ridley. He's not as much of a route runner as Ridley, but he could definitely push the vertical plane even probably better than Ridley could. They need that. They have some big vertical threats on that team now. But yeah, we'll go. Elite deep threat with top tier vertical speed, great tracking ability, makes a lot of contested catches too, body control, really good size, moves well, catch radius. He does a good job of dipping his shoulders to avoid reroutes. His weaknesses, though, he doesn't run a full route tree. And I think his movement skills with the ball in his hands become very inconsistent. He needs to be better after the catch. And then beating press. I wonder how much the Dolphins love Chop. I'm excited. The biggest thing, I'm excited to see all the stuff that comes out after the draft. Yeah, I mean, I'll do the... Brian Thomas Jr., not a bad pick for the Jaguars. Dallas is going to take Graham Barton, right? I feel like Graham Barton feels like a pretty locked into Dallas. Either that or they take some like tackle that's a huge reach. I guess they could take the other guy in as well. But yeah, I prefer... No. Uh, yeah, I think the Dolphins said that it went down to like 2 minutes for the Dolphins. At least down to 2. I want to see the Dolphins war room, man. I want to hear they're talking about the pick. And I can't wait to see the reports of like, the Dolphins loved. Dun, dun, dun. I think after this Cowboys pick, I might end it unless you guys have any more questions specifically about Chop. And I'm gonna go watch some Chop Robinson film, and then look into day 2 stuff. Oh wait, I want to see. I need Patrick Paul. I need Patrick Paul to go in the first round because I made that bet. So let's get Patrick Paul going here. That's my next thing that I want to see. Dun, 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 dun. So the Cowboys are gonna go O-line, right? Probably. I feel like they go Graham Barton. Yeah, Chop is more to me. Chop is like a future guy, like because when you think about the edge, like they do need to be able to play right away, but also like once the guys come back healthy, they become more of like a depth piece. Chop is the guy who's going to need development. Now, if they do develop him correctly, at least a little bit, I think he'll be good for this team because he has about as high as upside as anyone in this class. Like, if you go watch this, like you'll see his first step in the film breakdown tomorrow, man. That guy gets off the ball so fast, moves so well, and his bend is ridiculous. It's just sometimes he plays too fast for his own good and goes past the quarterback. And he just needs to be better with his angles, his hands. And there's times where he needs to just play a little bit slower, you know? Set up your moves, be a little more patient. You don't always need to be flying past. Mix things up, have more moves in your bag. And all the things that, you know, some of those things, like the things he isn't good at is teachable, you know? And the things that aren't really teachable, he's got all the physical skills. So it just comes down to the coaching staff to develop him at this point. I know Weaver will probably scheme him up some good looks, which is nice. And did anyone else notice when they announced Chop Robinson, it said linebacker? I think with the other guys, it said edge, right? Well, it said edge down below for Chop Robinson, but that was just like what the new. But when they announced it, it said linebacker. Does that mean they kind of plan to use him in like a hybrid role? Because he is a guy I could see them just lining up in the middle in like obvious passing situations, letting him just chase. Because he's just a run and chase play right now. I have to think about this. Oh, the Cowboys traded. Yeah, I mean, there's times where it's not about being too fast. It's just about times where you need to mix up your moves. More what I'm saying, like, when it's almost like running a route. Like when you're pass rushing, sometimes you need to slow the pace down to manipulate your tackle that you're working against. You know, especially again longer drops, to hit your counters, things like that. It's just like some little things that he needs to work on. Who are the Lions taking here? Lions. Needed a guy to run down Josh Allen. Fair point. He is a guy that could. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like a spy that they put in the middle of the field in like third down situations and we're just like, hey, go hunt Josh. Because that would be like probably his ideal role right away. I want to go back and look at that afterwards and see if they said, because I think they said linebacker when they said it. And that's deliberate. That means they wrote it down. And obviously, usually when they say linebacker, that means like off ball, not just edge. Because the other ones they said edge, right? When they announced Dallas Turner, when they announced Jared Verse, those people said edge. They might have said linebacker thing like, hey, Chop, you're going to do some edge work, you're going to do some stand-up work, you're going to do all this different stuff. Would be interesting if that's the direction they go, because I could see it. Let me look up, hold on. What is Chop Robinson's exact measurements? I'm looking it up right now. Chop Robinson measurements. He's 6'3", 254 with 32 and a half arms, so his arms aren't that long. Dude, that's low-key, like, not bad linebacker size, like off-ball linebacker size. Like, it's pretty big, but this to me feels like they just missed. Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping, like, I would say I like Chop Robinson. I just think it's a reach. That's how I feel about the pick. I'm not mad if you're against it. I'm not mad if you're for it, too. I can really understand it. He's kind of one of those polarizing prospects that could really go either way. What are the Lions taking here? I gotta watch Chop film. Maybe after this Lions pick. Yeah, bro, freak athlete. Like, He ran a 4.49. That guy could probably play off ball. I don't know if he has the instincts to do it though, because you need to have some instincts to play off ball. It's just I'm thinking he's gonna play edge. This is my guess. He plays edge, but the reason they said linebacker is they're thinking like we're gonna throw some snaps out there where like maybe depending on situational football, he lines up in off ball and gets to line up, maybe in blitz over the center, hit the A gap, beat some interior guys with speed, and that probably actually helps him out because sometimes he really struggles with working the arc just by going around too far. They probably got some offers, but maybe nothing that excited them. Who knows? I really don't know who the Lions are going to take here. Do they need O-line? I mean, do they need corner? Is this where Arnold goes? Because, bro, I'm surprised these corners are still on the board, other than Mitchell. Don't worry, guys. You'll see the full film breakdown tomorrow on Chop. I will have that up. I will go get the clips. I was going to do a Chop Robinson film breakdown before the draft, actually, because I know some people asked for it. But then I was like, just in case the Dolphins draft him, I'm going to wait. And then I'll have to do some research, too. I might have to go watch a Odafe Owe. Come on, Lions. Let me see who you're taking. Give me Patrick Paul. Actually, I want Xavier Worthy to not go today either because I bet he would go to the Panthers. So I need him not to go. I didn't make that many bets. That was like 2, and they were just like really high money, like plus money bets that I wanted to just sprinkle some on. Based on what Teasel just said, they probably take Cooper DeJean, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's been saying Cooper DeJean's name all night. And Cooper DeJean does feel like a line. That's their type of player. Oh yeah, this is where they are. They're in Detroit. I forgot about that. Oh, okay, Terry Arnold. So they went corner. That's what I thought. It's a good pick. Terry Arnold's a stud. That's a very good value pick. The Lions know what they're doing. I think last year they actually reached for some guys they probably could have got later on, but they still had a good draft. Like, I think they took guys. It was weird. They took I think they got good value with Laporta and Branch, but they kind of reached for Jack Campbell. They probably could have swapped those guys' spots, at least for my board. Yeah, that's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Yeah, they took Branch last year, another Alabama guy. Yeah, nominees trade. Yeah, there's not usually that's something that doesn't like. The one thing that surprised me is way more QBs went than I thought than earlier, but the trade thing didn't surprise me. There's usually not as many as that are projected. Wow. I like Arnold a lot though. Super twitched up corner. Really exciting player to watch. Really good athleticism, good twitch, hip fluidity, can play man, high IQ, ball skills. Doesn't have any great size or anything, but plays with some good physicality and play strength, which is nice. Inside out versatility, really explosive, getting in and out of his breaks. Long speed isn't elite or anything, but can play in all those kind of schemes. And then his leverage, I think, when he's playing zone match or man, on the vertical plane, he can get a little over the top and overplay his leverage at times. But yeah. Okay, well. Okay, so guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream for today. We got through the Dolphins pick, Chop Robinson. I'm gonna do a film breakdown tomorrow, and then I'm probably gonna stream the second round tomorrow, at least tell the Dolphins pick again. I kind of want to go watch just the rest of the draft, chill. And yeah, it was fun though. We'll see the full thoughts tomorrow.